Oh, let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everyone's already just blowing up chat already. I'm legitimately... All right, I'm 2 minutes late. I'll give you guys that. Holy moly. Why is chat not pumping? There it is. It only took a minute. Holy moly, you guys were blowing up chat. I mean, not that I don't mind, but... All right, let's go. Sorry, I think we got everything squared away. Yeah, dude, the social feed and just like everything today on Veve is just nuts right now. Close this. Oof. My computer's just struggling at life right now, so give me a sec. Is everything still looking okay? Oof. So many people chatting. All right, let me catch up with chat. This new gold moments drop, though, solid price tips on so far other collectibles, even affecting the comics a bit too. There goes B-Day lunch. Yeah, because that's around lunchtime, right? So it's like 1 p.m. or it's, yeah, 12 noon. It's 1 p.m. for me. We just got paid today. It's a good day to get paid. Honestly, like, there's even times where I thought, like, dude, even if they announced Pokemon, should I even bother going after it in the secondary market, or should I just like buy up everything that's just like heavily discounted? There's probably people out there like that. Like, I'm just gonna play the drops, but they're like, I'm just gonna play the drops, but I'm not gonna play the secondary market because A, it's gonna be just absurd, but at the same time, like everything's just gonna be heavily discounted, and like right now, like just prices are just really absurd. Let's see. I think some a-holes undercutting me right now. Give me a sec. Update the listing. He didn't even discount it. He just listed it for the same thing. I feel like if you put up a new listing and you match the price of an existing listing, you should go below. You should go below it. Like the existing listing should take priority, in my opinion. But oh well. We'll see. All right, let's go through here. Let's go. Ben Wilkins, are you guys buying up the gold moments right now? I was really on the fence, and I still am, because I'm sitting on like 2K right now. I was like really on the fence of like buying up a Wally or even potentially like a Homer Bart, or stacking lenticular cards. Like there was a period of time I saw that even the Donald cards were going down to like 650. Like just the initial announcement craze was just nuts. Yeah, I'm leaning towards snagging a Wally or lenticular cards. Yeah, what card are you looking to buy? Either Mickey or Donald. They have the most upside potential. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been saying. Everyone and their mom is going to be going for the new gold moments drop. I'm thinking of buying Mickey Mouse card or Steamboat Mickey. Honestly, I think the Mickey Mouse card has a bit more potential than the Steamboat Mickey, in my personal opinion. Yeah, what's your price prediction for the new gold moments? I have no idea. I have no idea until we actually get like some actual numbers from through the Medium article. Like I have no idea. So here, Donald, they have the most upside in terms of gem to gem movement. Yeah. It's almost like Ben Wilkins. You've been watching my streams. Like you're saying like everything I've been saying the last few streams. I'm not like upset with you at all. It's just interesting. Steamboat will rise again. Yeah, I've been holding on to my Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare. Like I haven't sold it. Like, you know, am I a little upset? Could I have sold it at like 9 or 10K and then like you know, bought up R2D2 and C3PO like a month ago. Like, sure, but I mean, you just never know, right? You just never know with these things. Why am I happy that my NFT prices have dipped? I love this app. That's a strange feeling. You must be like Randy Chavez here. Dude, Randy's here. Let's go. Big dips. Got another Loki. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, where is Loki right now? Just in general, dude, now's an amazing time to buy these up. Because you know what's going to happen after these like Golden Moments announcements? There's probably not going to be another major announcement for a while. They'll probably have some filler content. You know, you guys ever watch anime? And like they have like the super highlight episode or whatever. Usually it's like they have the you know, the 3 or 4 episodes of like some tournament match where like all the high school kids are fighting each other, and it's like the biggest, it's like the most impressive thing of the season. Then it's like 6 episodes of nothing happening and just build up, and then there's like the final fight, the last 2 episodes. That's what we're having. We're having like the tournament fight right now. And I actually put Randy Chavez's tweet, I think, in my most recent video, talking to Alex G, because I don't think this is going to be, we're not just going to have 2 Golden Moments drops. It sounds like we're going to have, he said 2 of 4. So does that mean 6 total, or 2 or like 2 out of 6, or is it 2 and there's like only 4 total? I don't know. But either way, there's going to be more than what's being shown to us right now. Donald and Daisy could push to A tier. Lady and the Tramp probably be B tier. I would agree. Donald is very big in the Disney community, and I mean, it's a double FA, right? There's not very many double FAs on the app, and I think so far all of them are Golden Moments, right? Walt and Mickey, Homer and Bart, and then we're gonna have Donald and Daisy. And if there's another one I'm missing, please let me know. But I can't think of any other like double FAs that are on the app right now, in my mind. So. I lit a candle here because, to be honest, I've been just, Randy will understand. I've been ripping ass for the last 3 hours. I had Taco Bell earlier today, had some Taco Bell breakfast. I haven't eaten anything since, but I'm just regretting life. I know that might be TMI for some of you, but you know, you guys are on my stream, so you just have to deal with it. Loki for the memes. Yeah, I still need to get a Secret Rare Alligator Loki. I still want to, I don't know about Secret Rare Storm, but Secret Rare Alligator Loki, I gotta get in that Loki gang. I gotta get that, I don't know if it's that one or the Secret Rare Storm where you get the Omi tattoo. At least Randy said he'll pay for your tattoo if you have a Secret Rare Alligator Loki when Omi hits like 30 cents or 50 cents or whatever the benchmarks are. I don't remember. 6 Infected, sup? Crypto Talk with Chris, dang man. What should I buy? Dude, everything. Dude, there was a period of time where like Homer and Bart were at like 1.9. And I'm like, wait, wasn't it like touched 1.9 a couple times? But like Homer and Bart hit 2.9, didn't it? Or like 2.8? It actually hit pretty high. Like I think of all the Golden Moments that like dipped and are like coming back up, I think Homer and Bart actually like gem for gem is probably one of the best ones. Is this still messed up? Yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, there's that. I don't even think ecomi wiki really, like there was so much price action happening within an hour. I don't think ecomi wiki really saw like the deepest dips as well as like the highest highs, because I could have sworn Homer and Bart actually did hit up to like 2.9 or something, like recently too, or like 2.7 recently, not like back here. But I could be wrong. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm not remembering correctly. But I will say, if you're looking to buy stuff, dude, like I haven't really looked that closely at the Spider-Mans. In my personal opinion, a lot of the black and white series I haven't looked at. Lenticular cards are always a good pickup. Like so far, it seems like honestly the things that are pretty much not dip proof, but dip resistant, are so far like the Golden Moments. Lenticular cards took a heavy dip, but it's also how well they recover too, right? It's not like they go down and just sit there. It does seem like the lenticular cards as well as some other things like R2D2 went down to like what 7.5k. Now it's already back up to 8.7. Like it recovered very quickly. Like it hasn't really moved much. I just scooped up 5 minis for a round price of $4.20 each. Stoked. Hell yeah, Joe M. I dig that. Yeah, lenticular cards are great right now. I heard Donald's went down to like 650 at one point. I bought 2 Donald's yesterday at 820. I bought one on stream. I saw one that was like 835 and that was like 50 below 4. I'm like, I'm gonna grab this, and I just grabbed it on stream. And then I grabbed another one later that night, and I'm flipping both of them. I had really good timing because honestly I flipped both of them probably 30 minutes before the announcement. Like I just got super lucky. I'm like, these are touching like 1K. Like, I'll just flip it, whatever. I'm not in the position right now where it's like I could just buy stuff up and just hodl forever. I mean, I do have a couple things I can hodl like super long term, but I do want to keep flipping. And I just knew, I'm like, this seems a bit low. I do think the lenticular cardonals are going to go up quite a bit. Yeah, vibes, you're chilling. Vibes, vibe check. John F. Walker, mind blowing. I haven't really checked John F. Walker or any of those like Marvel Mighties recently. Kind of curious how much they're getting just choke slammed right now. I know, dude. Green Goblin was down to like what, like 580. I bought Green Goblin at 870. So yeah, like Green Goblin is another good steal right now. Like if you're pretty bullish on the whole like Veveverse gamification Marvel Mighty thing, and like you really like the villains, which I think the villains are going to have the most success, Green Goblin's a very good pickup. I'm kind of curious where Doctor Doom is at. Like if Doctor Doom's below 800, like you should definitely grab him. Okay, he's actually holding pretty strong at above 1K. Where's Red Skull at? At 69. Giggity. It's a shame. That's 69. Yeah, it still blows my mind that, like, in my mind, Green Goblin has the least amount of mints of any of the villains. Is probably more popular than Red Skull, probably not Doctor Doom. And he's still the cheapest of all of them. I would still give it time, but I do think Green Goblin will surpass Red Skull, but still stay below Doctor Doom. Should I buy the dip on the lenticular card? Yes. 6 infected. Yes. Like Mickey Mouse have 20% discount? Oh, yes. You definitely should. Because I think people are also forgetting too, like we're still, what, 3 days away from the actual drop? Like a lot can happen. Like prices could just go right back up to Saturday, and then Sunday, like late afternoon, people are like, oh gosh, I still need more gems, and they could sell off. So like whether you're into flipping or long-term holding, I think the lenticular cards are good right now. Like you can either buy it now, wait till tomorrow or 2 days from now and just flip them, or you can just hodl them long-term. Like play the drops to be ready for the big drop in discounts. I wanted R2D2 at 7.6K, but not enough gems. Yep, that happens on me player one. That's why I'm not a huge fan of just chasing pumps, right? I kind of did that a little bit with the sorcerer's hat. I actually have a video coming out. I already have it played as like a premiere video or whatever, talking about basically Veve releasing the FA and FE changes were just a huge mistake in my personal opinion. I think the whole hype or like the discouragement about FA FE will be pretty short-lived, but just in general, basically Veve going back and retroactively changing tags that have been around. Some of these NFTs have had these tags for over a year. Like I think the DeLorean, I don't know when it came out, like maybe February or something like that. Like it might be a little bit later, but some of these tags have been around for like over a year, and people bought and invested based on what the tags were then. And even though it's not technically a change, like once people understand that FE is just the new FA, but as of right now, it just forced a lot of people to panic sell, FOMO in or buy into buying things. And, you know, at the end of the day, like the market is the one that determines the price of things, right? Whether things are FA or FE, not Veve. So what I think they should have done is just left the tags as they were and just say, hey, going forward, we're going to be doing this with the tags. Here are some examples of current NFTs that would have changed if we were to change it. You know, like, hey, if we did a DeLorean, it would be an FE, and this, you know, or if we did another DeLorean, it would have no tag. Like, I think that's how it should be. And if anything, that would make it kind of interesting, because basically all the old NFTs for the OGs, the early adopters of Veve, basically get grandfathered in pre, you know, tag update, let's say. And they have this unique tag thing that only, you know, the Ecto 1, a lot of the other NFTs had, a lot of the like individual artists that came out the first year of Veve, they have the FA tag for now. So I'm not a huge fan of the change. I literally have like a 13-minute video talking about it. It's a little bit scatterbrained, I'll be honest, but I'm just bringing up just different points and like whichever one resonates with you. Like I would love it if you commented and stuff, but yeah, let me catch up with chat because we already got a lot of people in here hanging out. Play the drops. White golden moments this week. I don't know. Beto costs 6 infected people panic sell. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. The C3PO was the biggest surprise in my opinion. C3PO was at 6K, and then all of a sudden people were just selling it all the way down to 4. The two biggest surprises were C3PO and Goofy. C3PO was at 6K at one point, and then all of a sudden, oh, come on, don't do this to me. And then all of a sudden, I look up and like 15 minutes later, it's at 4.5K. I'm like, what is going on? Same thing with Goofy. Like when Goofy dropped, not when Goofy dropped, but the Goofy card was actually pumping up. I'll show it here in a bit. Like if we look at C3PO, is C3PO still going down? No, this is from 47 minutes ago. There's no way. I can check on my phone really quick. I just don't see that happening. I might actually have to zoom out on this. Oof, I don't have the app set up, so give me a sec. Do want to set this up so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see. Yeah, dude, I did not expect this, but today, I recorded one video yesterday. I did 2 videos today. So today I'm gonna have 3 videos released and a live stream. I can't keep up with that pace all the time, obviously, but just today is just a really unique case. And let's see. So this is gonna be super zoomed in because I was doing it for an example in another video. Cool. Now it's a little too small. Let's do this. And who cares about the... Actually, I should do this. Supposed to do that. Who cares about the bars at the top or the bottom? All right, C3PO, where's he actually at? Wow, he's still at 4.2. That's a very thin wall. 4.2K. And so I think also people are just kind of late to the announcement, right? So there's people in different time zones sleeping, whatever, they got the announcement, they probably still want to sell, which is why we're kind of seeing that second resurgence of people trying to sell right now, right? But yeah, it's nuts. Even though this doesn't reflect it, I remember seeing C3PO at 6K. Like my friend even texted me, he's like, C3PO's at 6K. I pulled it up. I'm like, what? So even though ecomi.wiki doesn't reflect that, it definitely was at 6K, and it dropped like 2K. Or 30% at this point, which is absolutely nuts. The other one too was Goofy. Goofy flew all the way. People were just straight up taking losses on Goofy. I'm gonna finish up this point because I know I need to catch up with chat. But people were just straight up just taking losses on Goofy. Like Goofy has never sold for below 3K, and people were selling him for like 2.6, 2.4. I remember seeing a listing for 2.4. I texted my friend, I'm like, dude, Goofy's going for 2.4. People are just straight up taking losses on Goofy because since the beginning, Goofy's never gone for below 3K. So people are just willingly taking a massive loss. And now, like, and it was pumping back up to 3.6K until the announcement. You're like, that is the biggest. If I could actually like pull this up because this is like absurd. Yeah, that's a huge drop. 3.6. And this did go down to 2.4. Like people definitely bought at 2.4, so it should even be lower than that. That is nuts. But I mean, if we look at even some of the stuff like the oof. Is this not registering? Might have to do a quick refresh. Also, not that I need to hide that, but that vault value is so old. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the listings have gone up. That they have been kind of like creeping up for quite some time, but I think given enough time, like Goofy's gonna do well. I think gem for gem wise, I still think, not Pluto, sorry, Donald and Mickey are gonna be the best lenticular cards to get. But Goofy's still very solid. Will these new gold moments be under 1K? Wait, 1,000K? So like 1 million? I think you meant 1,000 gems. When they come out in secondary market? Who knows? Some people might, but I highly doubt it. It really depends on the mint numbers. I really think Donald and Daisy should not go for below 4K. And Lady and the Tramp, maybe 3K. I don't know. I have no idea what the edition numbers are. I think, man, yeah. Sounds like they have another amazing announcement. Prepped based on their chili rating, 2 out of 4. Yeah, it sounds like just more golden moments coming out. Yeah, it could either be more golden moments or, yeah, I mean, that could be a thing too. It could be something else entirely, like Star Wars or something. Matthew Smith. Omi Player 1, I got Loki last night at 1.5K, was saving gems, but couldn't let it pass. Yep. I feel ya. Michael Perillo. Just left work. What I miss? Golden Moments was announced. I probably should have like at least the Twitter post pulled up, right? At least like make it seem like I got my shit together. And I should also probably not hide this, but we don't need to look at that anymore. Veve announced Golden Moments, and just prices just absolutely just took a nosedive off a cliff. Mason Fuzzy, can you show your NFT collection? So right now, no. Again, not that I'm like super personal about it, but I don't know. I still show like pieces of it occasionally when I post on the feed, or when I you know, I've sliced all my Steamboat Willie and stuff. But this is, yeah, they announced this Golden Moments, Donald Duck and Daisy Duck, you know, titled Crazy Over Daisy, and then Lady and the Tramp, which is obviously, this is the NFT for it. So it drops Monday, February 14th, later than their usual time. So it's 3 hours later than their normal drop time. No, sorry, 4 hours later than their normal drop time, because it's 9 o'clock for me, 8 o'clock for them usually. So it's 4 hours later. So 12 Pacific Standard Time. And no other information, nothing yet. I did pull up an old tweet of the Golden Moments prior, and like I literally just uploaded a video an hour ago. The initial announcement of Golden Moments had, they gave you all the Golden Moments. They told you all of them up front, what was going to be happening that week. So I don't know if they're going to be doing that. This is blind box format, which is nice. I do think that is that's good. I mean, it sounds like both of these are going to be dropping at the same time, so it's blind box. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how this is going to play out. If they're going to do more Golden Moments, or if they're going to do something else entirely, because Rev G did say it was it 2 chili peppers out of 4, or out of 6 total? Who knows? I got Steve Rogers for 100. Okay, I don't know where he's at right now. That's probably pretty cheap. He's usually the most expensive, like Marvel Mighty Captain America. So Veve will be on their One Piece grind after this Golden Moments drop, huh? A ton of filler. Yes, basically just lots of filler content, I would imagine. Like whatever this next like segment of 6 days or whatever it is, that whatever the rest of the chili peppers are after that is going to be, yeah, anime style filler content. I think 4 total. Yeah. Do you think after Golden Moments prices will start to push up in marketplace? Yeah, I think that might happen even before the Golden Moments pick up. I don't think prices aren't going to skyrocket, but people are going to be sweeping some of the low floors of some of the probably Spider-Man's, Black and Whites, maybe some of the lenticular cards, that kind of stuff. So it could go up a bit. I do remember at times seeing floors of certain NFTs actually rise up the hour before the market closes or whatever. I don't think I can keep adding gems. Yeah, dude. AKA Bash, I feel you. Chris Delling, 2 out of 4 from Alex G is the spicy meter. It just means this gem drop is not as spicy as what is to come. Feels bigger gems on the horizon. Yeah, I actually had a friend. Let's see if I can pull it up. I don't know how it's gonna work. Let me see. I actually had a friend show me this. Kind of hard to see. Actually, I have it saved. Hold on. Let me pull it up this way. I have it saved. Where is it? I thought I saved it. Camera messages. Maybe I didn't. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. I guess I didn't save it. Alright. Saved the album. There it is. So look at this. One of my one of my friends showed me this. I gotta like really zoom in for this, as well as probably like blow it up. But it looks it's very hard to see. But you guys can see, right? That's Lady and the Tramp. And these are all Golden Moments. Let me move this up a bit more. These are all Golden Moments. I mean, I don't know if these are all the ones we have, but we can see literally R2 right there. We can see there's Mickey, there's Minnie. It doesn't seem like any of these have been released so far other than R2-D2. There's Lady and the Tramp. Some people are theorizing that, yeah, there's Donald, like 3 below that one. There's also Frozone. Some people are kind of guessing that because it's Black History Month. Frozone, who's the black superhero in what's it called? Not Invincibles. Invincibles. No. Incredibles. Jesus. Thinking like Invincible, like, yeah. Incredibles. He's right there, like in the middle. I know I'm like highlighting it, like you guys can see it, but you guys can't. But like right there in the middle, it's right there. So like these are, I doubt Veve or Disney is gonna release like all of these as golden moments over the next years. I mean, who knows? At the end of the day, but so far the only ones that have made it golden moment wise in our collection is just R2. I think I don't see any other ones on here that have made it. And there's BB-8, of course. So like, and that's the other thing too. I don't see a lot of Star Wars yet either on here. So not entirely sure how that's gonna work out. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other options for golden moments. That seems to be primarily focused on Disney. I don't see a Darth Vader. I know everyone's waiting for Darth Vader, but let's see. All right, a little bit behind on chat. Sold UR Black Panther for 400 before the squeeze and got SR Luke Cage at 399 5 minutes after the squeeze. Feeling lucky, might buy a lotto ticket. Dude, that's awesome. That's really cool. Congrats. Whenever you can make moves like that and whenever you time the market perfectly, that's kind of how I felt when I sold both my Donalds. I was like, I had really good timing on that. Yeah, and sometimes you get lucky and other times you get bent over, right? So. Oh, it's SR Loki for the tattoo. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Loki SR, only 800 editions. Randy and his friends are holding most of the supply, not selling 8K when we get Loki season 2. We'll see. That'll be interesting. Like I said, I want to buy at least one, just to say I'm in the gang. But so far, I hate to admit, I am a bit of a sucker for the Disney stuff. Lenticular cards, the golden moments. Like if I did have 2K, I'd kind of, me personally, I'd rather spend it on that. But at some point, I'll buy into it. I will join the gang. Ben Riley was down to 430. I could sell my stuff and get some my stuff fast enough to get one. Couldn't, yeah. Don't buy till Sunday, guys. Losing money off the start. I don't think the market's gonna like continually just dip. Like I think the market's already recovering. We're gonna see certain spikes because as people are gonna start FOMOing or realizing that they need to liquidate more stuff. But I don't think things are gonna reach their lowest price. Like I don't see Goofy hitting 2.4K again on Sunday. Like I just don't see it happening. Like it's already back up to 2.8. It's probably just going to go back up. All the people that we're going to sell immediately already have, or at least all the people that aren't crazy enough to just sell Goofy for literally a 600 gem loss. Yeah. Jared Sousa. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to wait, you can. There will be some deals that might be cheaper, but I think like if you're going for the cards or the golden moments and stuff like that, like they're not going to keep dipping. I think they're going to actually they're going to fluctuate and then probably start plateauing, and then either right before the drop or especially after this drop, assuming no more golden moment announcements, they will go back up. Let's see, Pixel Trader, golden moments went back 1 to 2 days prices, but everything else is crashing. Deals all over. Yeah, pretty much. So what Pixel Trader is basically saying is like, all the golden moments did was retrace back to their pre-pumped prices 2 days ago, but everything else is still crashing, you know, possibly hitting even like all-time lows for the most part. And some of them have already recovered, like R2-D2. C-3PO is still crashing a bit just because it's one of the most recently pumped ones. Same thing with Iron Man. Let's see where Elsa is at. Elsa at 4.2, so she's actually doing a decent job of holding her value too. She was posting almost 5K at one point. I think she was at 5K. But in a moment of insanity, I had my C-3PO on the floor for about 10 minutes and pulled it. Now with ultra rare Steamboat Mickey tanking, I was thinking of flipping C-3PO for it. I wouldn't trade one for the other, at least as of right now. Where is Steamboat Willie? I own one right now. It's on, I have it up for sale for 9 million. That's just how people find me for the most part. But yeah, that is crazy. Like it's just being exacerbated, right? For whatever reason, Steamboat Willie was already crashing, probably because I don't know, just no tag, whatever the reason is. And I think people that did invest in it, maybe they were hoping for a tag or like an FE tag or something like that. And then basically once it was confirmed by Veve, after they said for a month, like it's not FA and it's not getting a tag, people were still hoping. And then once the article came out, it started crashing, which I don't care. What I have an issue is Veve changing the tags of the NFTs. That's my issue. What was I looking up? Oh yeah, Steamboat Willie. Jeez, 5.2k. Wow, really going down. A jaunty jig at 570. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm just wondering, like, are we ever gonna get to a point where like some of these, like, not middle of the road, like, don't get me wrong, like altogether now probably is a grail, but like just the way that people perceive it right now, it's just not going to get to that point for like a long time. And like anytime there's an announcement like this, it's always going to be sold off. Like now it's in Superman territory, right? Where it's like, it's good enough to like, if I sell it, I could probably afford whatever new drop's going to come, right? And typically, if you can get above, if you can get up into like the higher like 4 digits or even like 5 digits of, like if your NFT is that high, I feel like it's really hard for it to dip down like Steamboat Willie did, because the flippers are like the, you know, I hate to use the term paper hand guys, like really can't afford Steamboat Willie when it's at like 9-10k, but once it's down this low, people are gonna buy it and flip it. So we'll see. But Mr. Ivo, I cannot pronounce her first name. Hey, appreciate your time again. Can you take a look at the Mighty Throg, which didn't get any love since the drop, but it's still FA and has scarcity? True. I still have a Throg. To be honest, I sold most of them. Friend and I, which is probably a story for another time, we did buy a good amount of the ultra rare Throgs. I'm assuming this is the one you're talking about. Just didn't really work out. It just seemed very susceptible to like to dips and announcements and stuff. It's still Marvel, it's still FA, it's still low mint. But again, we've said this before, or I've said it before, that low mints can't save an NFT. Even if you're Marvel, apparently, like even with low mints, it's not enough to necessarily save you. Like they need to make a show, or just Disney needs to, or I should say Marvel needs to push Throg more in entertainment. So movies, shows, whatever it is. Right now, I don't think Throg is popular enough to really like take off. He'll do well. I mean, he did go all the way up to 600 at one point, but just done nothing but go down since then. Do I think it's a good buy? I think it's okay. 369. It is one of the cheaper ultra rares like on the market. Oh, Mighty Throg. Sorry, my bad. If I was looking at I think I was looking at the ultra rare. I was looking at Lightning Leap, not Mighty Throg. So I apologize for that. Let me pull this one up. All right, so this is the Mighty Throg. Again, the logo's not really pulling up right now. Yeah, it took a took this dip pretty hard. If you could have bought it at like 92 or in the 90s, that would have been great. It's still okay at 100. It's still like in that perfect price range of around 100, where people will occasionally be like, yeah, sure, I'll buy one. I think it's kind of cool. But once we get into like the 300, 400 range, that's where it starts becoming like an actual investment. I think it's an okay buy, but again, I would still rather buy other stuff for 100 gems. Like right now, you could probably get, I bet you a lot of comics right now are going for like 15 bucks, and you could probably get, what, 6 comics for the price of a Throg? Or you could probably buy like 2 Storms or something like that. I'd rather have that, personally. Let's see, Shrinkster the Third, I don't care. I've sold Homer and Bart for the upcoming drop. If I can't pick any up, I'll just play the market dip. Yeah, that's a plan. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, that's a lot of people's plans for this, right? Just kind of sell it, hope they can play it in the secondary market. I would say, to be safe on these next drops, you should probably have like 3k mint. That's like the bare minimum, and that's like if people price it low, or if like the wall just starts forming really low initially. But I think you're probably better off having like a 4k gems. I could be wrong, but I'd rather, usually with these kind of drops, if I'm liquidating and I'm like really bullish on it, I'd rather have a little bit too many gems than not enough, right? You think we dip again over the weekend? Possibly. It really depends again on what these extra peppers are. If they do an announcement on Sunday, it wouldn't surprise me if there was like another heavy dip, but I think it's kind of plateauing again. We might see it dip a bit more, but I don't think it's going to reach its all-time level. Like, people are going to fight to bring it down, but I'm not entirely sure. We're in kind of that weird moment right now on the market. Dip again over the weekend, sold for 2.4k, so I ain't losing much. Yeah, it's fine. Nomad with the NFTs. What if they 50k mints on new drop? So between the two, it's kind of a lot, right? Let me look at the other golden moments, like how many total mints they have. Cool. Listings. So like, what's comparable to it? It seems like nothing is usually over 10,000 mints. So like Wally and I believe the Pizza Planet truck were together because they're both Pixar, I believe. So yeah, 16,000 mints. And then Elsa and Sorcerer's Hat were together for 18,000, almost 19,000 mints. So if they did 50,000 mints, at that point, I could probably see. I think people really underestimate how much Donald Duck really means to like the Disney community and like the fan base. Like he's a pretty big deal. And it's a double FA of Daisy and Donald. Again, we don't really have a lot of double FAs on the app, and I think they're all golden moments as far as I know. Like Homer and Bart, Walt and Mickey, and then soon we're gonna have Daisy and Daisy and Minnie, Daisy and Donald. So I could still see Daisy and Donald, I think, going for like 3k, and then maybe Lady and the Tramp going for like 2k ish, in my personal opinion. That's what I could see them going for. If that's the case, if we had like 50,000 mints, so they'd pretty much tier up just based off mints alone. Maybe Daisy and Donald will probably be a little bit closer to like 3.5k. But we'll see. Is it weird that Veve announced golden moments at the same time Recur enabled cash out? I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to Recur, in my opinion. It sounds like they really put a lot of emphasis and focus on that because like Veve hasn't established a cash out feature yet. No, I'm not sure. Maybe it is like MMOs, right? Whenever one MMO announces a drop or an update, they try to like change it. Like a lot of MMOs, at least they used to revolve around World of Warcraft's update patches as well as like announcements and stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think it was, what was that new MMO coming out? I think it's called Ashes of Creation. And they had like a beta test thing where like they had a bunch of influencers and streamers like try the game. And then World of Warcraft actually announced like their new patch or like their new expansion coming out on that day, probably just to troll them. And then Ashes of Creation just moved their date because they're just like, all right, we're not going to try and compete with you on the same day. Like, we're just going to move our day. So maybe that's kind of going on with Recur and Veve. Like, maybe Veve had this announcement kind of planned in their back pocket for a while. And they're like, all right, we're going to whip this out when we need to when something happens. Maybe, but unlikely. I think Alex G has been kind of teasing at the golden moments, the glitter stuff, a little over a week now, or about a week now. So maybe that's not the case. Predictions for R2 D2 after this market dip. 10k. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'll like just fly back to an all-time high, but it might take him a few days, maybe a week, but he could get up there. I think inadvertently maybe some Star Wars stuff might make it even more valuable if they actually do like a Boba Fett blind box drop or something like that. That'd be super cool, but we'll see. If gotten on drop another 12 plus months of Disney Plus membership. They haven't announced that. I think they announced that with the initial golden moments the first time. I don't think these are meant to be like Disney Plus membership things. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but they didn't actually mention it. In the initial announcement for the first golden moments, they did mention it. That was kind of like a big highlighted point in the middle of the tweet, but this time they didn't even mention it. Picked up a Donald, 700. Wow, I'll take it. Dude, that's awesome, Mark. That's great. I'm surprised Donald cards are still selling off. If people think like, well, there's a Donald FA, this one's going to be cheaper, they're just being silly, in my opinion. If there's Disney collectors on the app, they're going to want both. Like, and you know what? If you can't afford the Donald Golden Moments, what's the next one you're going to buy? The card, right? So that's going to increase the price as well. So I hope no one, you know, I mean, you can think what you want, but I hope no one is thinking that way, that basically like the lenticular card of Donald is going to be hampered or hamstrung by basically the Donald FA. Maybe it will very, very short term, but like if we're talking longer than a couple months, I don't think that's going to be a case. What exactly is the Golden Moments update? I think I showed it. It just showed they didn't show it, but they said Donald and Daisy were going to have a golden moment together, and then it was going to be Lady and the Tramp, and with some potential future announcements of more golden moments or something completely different. But they did say there's going to be no, they did tease at more announcements. That's pretty much it. Vibes, can you post that pic from Golden Moments so I can get a good look? Yeah, give me a sec. Or wait, did I just skip like a ton of chat because my chat just like jumped on me? Sorry, I think I did. Loving this dip. Got my 7th Croc, 3rd Penguin, and Rewind logo. People's Palace, dude, I dig it. Not very bullish on Croc, but if you're gonna buy one, like now's the time to do it. You know, not a month ago when people were spending 1,700, which is in a way kind of good. I think there's a lot of people like unfortunately holding the bag, but those are also hodlers, right? So can you check up Supergirl? Yeah, I could do that really quick. I don't know what you want me to look up on it, or like what you want me to typically it helps to know what I'm trying to look at it for. Am I a buyer? Am I a seller? Do I own one? Am I trying to trade it for something else? Am I looking at the FA or the FE? I'll do both for you really quick. Miguel Zuniga. Wow. Okay. So Supergirl, hold on. So Supergirl pretty much went to almost an all-time low. So at 200. And listings didn't even go up by that much, which means in my mind the floor is pretty thin. I mean, people could be relisting, but yeah, let me look it up here. That's super strange. Let me look up the cover girls or whatever. Where is it? I feel like I always go past it on accident. And I need to probably zoom this out like a lot. Shrink this down. A little bit more. Perfect. See how thin this wall is. I feel like this isn't gonna last forever. But if you do want to get one, I would say now is the time to get your Superwoman. So each one of my lists is about 11 long. So we got like what, 11, 22. Yeah, it's like 22 listings away from back where it was. So it's nothing crazy, right? Yeah, it's 22 listings from it getting basically back to 250, which is where it was prior. So it's just a lot of people just undercutting, just trying to take profits, obviously as soon as they can, based on the recent announcement. And then if we look at the FA version, I'll double time it through chat right now, guys, because there's a whole lot of new names in here, and I love seeing that, but I need to like really pick it up. I don't like being that streamer that like lags behind on chat. You guys ask a question, you sit around for like 35 minutes until I answer it. I've been there, and it's difficult also on me as well. So yeah, down to 845, not even to its like all-time low. Listings are pretty high, but it's not too intense. It only went up by like 11 or 12. Regardless, I still wouldn't, like, if you own a Supergirl, I would just probably just hodl for now. But at the same time, if you have the gems, like, I want to buy one. If you own one, hold it. If you want to buy one, there's better stuff to buy rather than FA Supergirl, in my opinion. Like literally Donald Duck lenticular card, in my personal opinion. At least at these prices. And I think for now, DC NFTs are gonna have to work twice as hard to go up because of flippers for the most part. I had Elsa set at 5K for weeks, waiting patiently, then 5K listed before we sold. Then they announced Monday, dropped to 3.7K. 15 minutes later, insane. So close. Yeah, that does happen, Dom. I can't say I've been in that exact position before, but I can imagine how frustrating that is. So, Best Buy's under 600 right now. It sounds like either Ben Riley or probably Mickey card. I don't know where Mickey's at right now. I would still probably choose Mickey card over the Steamboat Willie. I don't know what the price difference is. 570 compared to, yeah, 570. I would still probably pick up the card over the Steamboat Willie version. That's just me personally. Trying to think of some other stuff for under like 600. I think Ben Riley's probably super cheap right now. If there's anything I'm overlooking or kind of like not remembering right now, let's look at some of the Batmans. I'm just kind of curious what they're doing there. I hope that helps, but in the meantime, I'm gonna look at the Batmans, but just kind of keep an eye out. If I mention something that's under 600 gems, that's probably a good buy. Ben Wilkins, in terms of trying to flip collectibles from a drop, when is the best time? In terms of trying to flip collectibles from a drop, when is the best time? Right now, Saturday, from a drop. So you mean like if you win the drop? From a drop. Like when there's an announcement and you're trying to flip? I'm not kind of entirely following that question. Sorry, I could be just like derping out right now. I still kind of have like a mild headache from a day or two ago. When is the best time? Right now, Saturday? You're gonna have to like rephrase that question, Ben. So like if you win a drop, it depends on what it is. Like, you know, I have seen a theme, especially when we look at things like Spider-Man 2099. I know I said I was gonna look up Batman, but I don't know, I'm trying to field these questions. Like, it does seem like there's a certain point where stuff starts spiking. In my personal opinion, like this, it starts going up a lot. Like it might sell really low. Like even right here, it might not be like a terrible spot to sell, but of course you don't know if it's gonna jump up to, you know, 3.3K or something like that. It depends. If you want to drop and you want to sell it, if it's like not a popular IP or item, I usually try to sell it like right away. But if it is pretty popular, there will be a time within the first couple days where we'll see a significant pump and then just start selling off and people start taking profit, right? So usually at that point, it's hard whether it's going to be here, right? Because that was the day after, or here, which is like 2.5 days after. That's if you want to take profit. That's a trend I've kind of noticed a lot. And it's honestly a thing I might start doing. Like just take profit and just like rebuy it later, because I might just start playing gem squeezes, to be honest, because trying to play anything like there's certain NFTs you want to buy at the gem squeeze, like at the very bottom, and hold long term, and there's other stuff you just want to buy low and just flip, and that's it. Turns into flipping, yeah. Saul Guerrero, I don't want to sell at a loss, but I also don't want to buy more gems. What would you do? I've sold at a loss before. I did that for the lenticular cards. I sold my FA Joker. I bought it at like 1650 and I ended up selling it at like 1300 or something like that, or like 1250. So I ended up taking like a 350, 400 gem loss, which sucks, but I knew the lenticular cards were going to be huge. So that actually allowed me to basically buy another Donald and Mickey card, which probably more than made up for the profit, or the loss, I should say. Plus also there's just something about just like getting rid of an NFT that's just sitting there in your vault and you're just like, oh, finally I got rid of it. Like it just kind of gets rid of that like mental and emotional like monkey off your back, right? So there's a bit of that too. Chris Delling, Alex G confirmed that the Fab 50, the 50 golden statues in the parks, are not the same as our golden moments on Veve. Bummer. Would have been nice to have a mini roadmap. Yeah, it would have been nice, but I don't think that's definitely not Veve's thing. Like roadmaps, they'd rather just have a very loose. They'd rather just have like a treasure hunt with like cryptic messages and directions and stuff. I don't know. That's just their way. Yeah, I mean there are some, like I said, like I showed, there was R2D2. We could get Frozone. I would imagine BB-8 at some point, you know. Disney is trying to push some of their newer Star Wars characters a bit more, I would imagine too. So Execu speak. Oof. You're really proud like you achieved something only to get the win taken out of your sales. That's me. Finally putting the gems together for R2 last night at 9.4k. Dude, that's rough. Yeah, spend all night flipping and selling, and then you get enough gems, you buy it, and then they throw an announcement together, and it just flies down 2.5k, and you're like, oh, I could have just saved a bunch of gems. You think Croc is a good buy? It's got down by a lot. It's kind of a reason why it's gone down by a lot, right? I'm not very bullish on it. I know some people are, but I think the whole idea that like, oh, it's the first like Batman in color. I don't know people that are jumping on the app saying like, I want to buy a Batman and I want it in color. Like people are just like, I want Batman, and they just want the cool one. Like people might just buy it just because it's cool, not so much like, you know. And people are doing everything they can to give value to their NFTs, right? If people are holding a bunch of NFTs, they're gonna say and do almost anything they can to give it value, right? So even though I did post that meme of Steamboat Willie saying unbothered about the FAFECE change, because he doesn't need tags, in my opinion. Give it enough time, he doesn't need tags. I'd still rather buy other stuff for 1k though, in my personal opinion. If I had 15k gems over the past 48 hours, it would have been awesome to hold them for now. Would have cleaned up. Oh well, yeah, you just never know, right? What up, Vibes? What's up? Hamoon, Edens, Synagim. Many more dips will come. Opportunity. Yeah, there's going to be dozens and dozens of more dips between now and the end of this year. Like, they're just going to happen, right? And every once in a while, Veve's just going to come out with a banger like this, and market's just going to crash 50%. So that's why it's like I might have to change my strategy just to like just play gem squeezes. Like, as much as I want to like secure this drop or secure that, or like it's like if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to work my way up to a grail, still have enough gems left over to kind of play the flipping game, or at least play the gem squeezes, and just hold that grail. Like, wait for the next gem squeeze, buy the grail when it's low, like R2D2 when it was at what, 7.5k for a moment. Just buy it then and then just hold it. Like, and then just play gem squeezes. Vibes, could you link that pic? Yeah, you asked me about that earlier. I apologize. I'll pull it up. If you just look up the Veve ecomi Twitter page, it's like their second post they've done. Is it worth to get goofy now? I got about 3k gems and don't know how much I should spend before Monday. Don't want a gold Vader, want a blind box like Storm, SR Vader, force choking animation. That would be pretty cool, Weintraub. I agree. That would be really, really cool. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, pull this up. I would say for 3k, I still think there's better buys than Goofy right now. If you bought him at 2.4k, I'd be like, sure, yeah, grab him. And you can like legitimately just flip them. But at the same time, I do think there's better buys on the market right now, like Iron Man, or Elsa's kind of getting down to that point now, right? And I think she's still in the like low 4k. This is the animation. I don't know. It's just Lady and the Tramp right here. So no information, just 2 digital collectibles based on iconic love stories. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck, and then Lady and the Tramp. Drops Monday, February 14th at noon in blind box format, Pacific time. So it's 4 hours later than the usual drop time, right? All my money is gone. Yeah. Yep, there it is. So some of them are, hope we get more. I love the 50th anniversary statues. Yeah. That is pretty cool. A lot of the golden statues are really, really cool. So hope you got a good look at that. Nothing on Daisy Duck, it seems, or like the Donald Duck, so it doesn't seem like they've done any pictures about that yet. I mean, Pluto, my bad. I would still get Donald Duck over Pluto, to be honest. Marin, sorry, not Marin. Hacking Life Vibes, can you check that post? Yeah, I already read that. Thoughts of Captain America SR. I remember you asking me about this before. Do you still have your URC, but really way late to sell mine, right? If you want it on drop, technically it's never too late. Like, I got it for 40 gems or 60 gems, whatever the hell it was, right? Like, I could have sold at any point. Like, in hindsight, yes, I would have sold it at 9 or 10k. And I think at that point, I think C3PO and R2D2 were between like 2.5 to like 3.5k. And it's like, yeah, if I would have known in hindsight, yeah, I would have sold that, bought 2 R2s, bought a C3PO, and just called it a day. But, you know, none of us know the future, right? So it's not too late. I mean, it's just crashing so hard right now. I would just wait for it to rebound. Like, I would rather just hold out on the potential that it's going to do really well in the future than like sell it now. And I mean, the best thing you could probably get for it right now, like after fees and stuff, is an Elsa, which isn't terrible by any means. Don't get me wrong, but I do think maybe in the very long term, Steamboat Willie might do better than Elsa, but we'll see. Secret Rare Captain America. Let's see. I think I passed it. There it is. 3.3K. Let's see where it's at. Stream is going like pretty slow right now. That is some hefty dips right there. I mean, it's more than 50% off based on its all-time highs. Like, even if we're looking at where it was at, I mean, there's multiple peaks and resistances at 6K. So it's basically 50% off. To be honest, I would still get Iron Man, like, for this price point. Like, I don't know what Iron Man's at right now, but like me personally, like the golden moments, they've shown that even if they do dip, people will buy them back up and have them come back to their normal prices, right? Like, I'd rather buy Iron Man, to be honest. Like, I know like the upside of Captain America is huge, but the hype right now, what's happening right now, is golden moments. And I do think FA Iron Man golden moment will retain its value better than secret rare, non-FA, not even FE, right? I'm trying to remember if these have FA or FE tags, because it doesn't really show them on here, right? I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to like look it up on my phone really quick, because I don't want to be wrong about this. I do like Captain America's occasionally. I would probably still pick Deadpool's. Like, Deadpool is ridiculously cheap right now. Last I saw, the secret rare was going for like 1,700 or something like that, which is crazy to think about. Common, rare, secret rare. Ooh, that's a pretty thin wall for Captain America. Look at that. 3.2, 3.4, 3.5 jumps up 6K. So on that just this first screen, so the first 11 listings, there's a 2K difference, a 2.1K difference. And there's some like low 3-digit mints on here. I think they're all 3-digit, right? Because there's only 1,000, but still, like, there's a 151 here. Listed. There you are, Nomad. I see you. I see you trying to get rid of it. I don't know what your buy-in point is. If you sold it for what's it called? Me personally, I don't know what your buy point is. Like, either try and get rid of it ASAP, or if you're like tentatively like on the fence, like, should I sell it? Put it for like 3.9 or something. Like, undercut that 151 or something. Put it at like 3.9 exactly, or like 3.8999, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think I kind of answered your question by telling you to go get Iron Man instead. There's a huge upside, but why is Deadpool not pulling up? Come on, Deadpool. Secret rare, yeah, secret rare was at 1,700, like, very briefly. And personally, I'd probably still pick secret rare Deadpool over secret rare Captain America, because I still have 1,000 gems left over, right? And it's not just like, oh, this secret rare better than this secret rare, cheaper than this secret rare. Like, I also think just Deadpool is a more popular character right now than Captain America. Like, they're both extremely popular, but yeah, I don't know why it's not reflecting it, but like, I think there's just so much market fluctuation happening within like 2 hours. Like, I don't think ecomi wiki picked up on a lot of this, which is fine. What is worth more, FA or FE? Massimo, there's really, it depends on the NFT. If it's an item, or what is it, an item, a vehicle, a poster, or like an art piece or whatever, FE is basically the same as FA. FA is just, you know, looks more sexy. Collectors are probably more familiar with it, at least on like the at least on the comic side. Holy hell, like, my thing is Give me a sec, guys. I don't know if it's ecomi wiki. Like, I assume there's some weird stuff going on just because of the recent update. Maybe this isn't as optimized as it should. I'll try one more thing and hopefully this will like fix it. I'm not sure if it will, but we'll see. All right, we're just gonna have to do this. It's like really lagging on me. Just make a new one. Hopefully that does the trick. There we go. That one was just wigging out like really bad. But yeah, that's a pretty open-ended question. I mean, there's legitimately 15 videos out on FAFE changes, valuables, that kind of stuff. SWFL resale. Do you still have your Steamboat Willie? Yeah, I already read that. How high do we think Mini can go? I need like a timeline. You know, we're talking a year. Okay, 3,000 gems. But if it's longer than that, I don't know. Mini can only go up from here, right? I would say. So that's 425. I love it, but I'm gonna keep tanking. Maybe I should reconsider. But this, you are Steamboat Willie. Maybe should I? I'm gonna keep tanking. Maybe I should consider. I would just hold it. I do think like a certain point's gonna come where whales are just gonna sweep the floor. It's gonna fly right back up, right? Yeah, Mini's gone up to 600 multiple times, and even 500 too. Like now is actually an absurdly good time to buy her, because even if you did want to make the argument like, oh, Donald cards are gonna be low because there's an FA Donald, like there's still not an FA Mini yet. So I think Mini's a great buy right now. Probably one of the better ones for under 400 or like around 400. Selling big Brits. Okay, I forgot this. My bad. I forgot that's still up. So upsetting that I'm gonna be at work for the drop. Maybe find a way to like maybe step aside for a few minutes, or I don't know. Use 3 Ethernet to Lightning adapters for this drop specifically. Order 3 Ethernet to Lightning adapters. It's a good move, and those are like not too expensive, right? Like they're pretty inexpensive, like pretty cheap. I think they're like 10 bucks each if you get them on Amazon. I mean, maybe if you, at least the one I got, just like the adapter. I don't know about the Lightning adapters, but DRM. Unless you're in dire need of gems, now is a horrible time to sell. Yeah, I agree. Bots are selling. Bots have always been selling. Like, I don't know where we kind of came up with the idea that like bots have been like hoarding their NFTs. Like honestly, like if someone was botting, I feel like the second they win the drop, they're gonna sell it on the market. They're not gonna hold it and risk of Veve showing up and taking the NFT away. Like they want to liquidate gems as fast as possible and sell it. That's how I would imagine it. I mean, we see it all the time in the market. Those 2 names and then 2 digits right afterward, right? John Smith, 69. You know, Justin Frankenfurt, whatever, 420. You know, 2 digits, 15. And they're always selling. Those are, you know, when you see that trend enough, those are likely bots. But Donald Daisy will be second to Walt. I don't know about that. They'll definitely be up there. I could see them being like top 4 or 5, in my personal opinion. Weintraub. So my Avengers logo, 1.6, won it on the drop. Dude, that's not bad. I mean, can't go wrong with just taking profits. Thoughts on holding Homer and Bart or selling them before next golden moment? Homer and Bart went up to like 2.7k, right? So I still think Homer and Bart is probably more valuable than Lady and the Tramp, but like even if you did sell it, I don't think you would be able to afford Donald and Daisy, in my personal opinion. I think they would be too high. I think they'd be at like 3.5k, maybe 4k on market. It entirely depends on the mints they release, right? If they do have 50,000 mints and like they both have 25,000, I don't think they would ever do it that high. Maybe if they did like 10 and 10, okay. That might drop the price a little bit comparatively to the others, but I don't think they would do 50,000 mints. between the two. Getting grills for a steal with this dip, I agree. Saw Donald at $5.99. That is crazy. People are still selling it off. That is a mistake, in my opinion. Oh, I went to see a WoW release? Oh. Oh, like on here? Yeah, I don't know. I think with all the shenanigans they pulled recently, I think associating with Blizzard might be a mistake. C3PO at 550 again. Yeah, he's already recovering. He was at 4.5K, and now he's already recovering. Common Black Panther at 1998 was going off a few hours ago, went to 60 bucks, now to 35. Yep. I don't know what the, I don't know if I'm just missing something, but that's not the FA Black Panther. Like it's just his first appearance of his like friends or whatever it is, as far as I know. It's not like the actual first appearance of Black Panther. Just because it says Black Panther #1 doesn't mean it's the first appearance of Black Panther. So I don't know. Unless it has some like super significant real world value that I'm just like overlooking, I just don't see it. But then again, I'm also not a big comic guy, so I don't know. What category will they fill? E.g. Disney animation, Marvel, Pixar, etc. I mean the new golden moments. Not entirely sure. Yeah, maybe they'll do everything but Star Wars and like leave Star Wars as like a Boba Fett drop at the end of the month. We'll see. Bought the Superman dip at 4.7. Yeah, that was actually the other one I was going to look at. Like, where the hell is he at right now? 4.8 right now. 4.7 is a good pickup. And that's like where he was like a couple days ago, right? Let's see. Is that going up? Superman, yeah. Kind of wanted to pull up the floor too, see like how big the gaps are in the floor. Here's Superman. 4.7, 4.7, 4.9. Okay, it's a bit of, you know, it's not a wall, but it's not like when we were looking at Secret Rare Captain America, right? Where it was a two grand gem, you know, swing from the top to the bottom. This one's only 300 gems. So people still trying to get rid of it. I think buying right now is fine. Odds are it could go down to 4.5 and then bounce back up. But to be honest, like right now, I'm kind of just avoiding Superman. If I really wanted to like go for a flip play, like I would either buy the black and white series or I would like buy lenticular cards right now and just sell them. That's what I did with Donald. I bought him at like 830. I got really lucky and sold him before the announcement and also at like 995. So I got like a 65, 70 gem profit. But at the same time, I don't know, that's what I would do personally. Let's see here. Supergirl, ouch. Yeah, she looks like thoughts on Ito. Goat of Goats, thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't see that. I feel like if I don't scroll down and like catch up with chat, it just won't show me the super chat, or maybe I'm just like completely overlooking it. Ito. Yeah, Goat of Goats, I don't know if you know me, still not very bullish on the idea of like Ultraman in general. Now, if this is like an OG bad guy, sorry. If he does like an OG bad guy of like the first season or like the original series, maybe he'll go up. I never actually read this. Ito's the last known Zetonian after his race was all but wiped out during their prior attempt to invade the planet by Ultraman. Ito, who introduces himself as AID, now works with the SSSP on behalf of the Universal Alliance Council. Drop date, rarity, all that stuff. Maybe, I don't know, for again, like it's just my personal bias. I'm just not very bullish on like Ultraman, like in general. Like we're still waiting for a localization and a lot of other stuff to happen to play out. Also, like these Ultramans that are here in the bottom left, like as far as I know, aren't like the OG Ultramans. So that could maybe not be a fan of some of the collectors. Unless Ito is one of the OG bad guys and he made like a second appearance, like maybe the first season or the first show was him fighting the original Ultraman and now he'd like made a second appearance. Like that'd be kind of cool, but I don't know enough about this card to be honest. Goat of Goats, not the card, but the character. But for me, I would still rather pick other stuff for like 1,000 gems in my opinion. Let's go vibes. Okay, let me. Oh my god, I'm so behind on chat. ASM 252 at 3.1k. Goodbye. I'm not too sure. That's just being solo carried by rarity. I'd rather invest in things that are a bit more consistent. Like, I'm gonna fly through chat. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, I really need to catch up with chat. I feel like I say that all the time. Like, I need to catch up with chat, but it's hard when you're like an analytical market breaking down stream. So, I would rather buy other stuff for 3.1k. To be honest, like literally any of the golden moments. It could go up, but I don't know enough about ASM 252. Should I buy Mini or Daisy Lenticular card because I only have 450 gems? I'd say Mini. Daisy's good, but I would go with Mini. Let's go vibes. What's up, Choo Choo? Ben Wilkins. Oops, I meant to say market drop. Oh, like when you get it? I think I answered it. Donald Duck. If Donald Duck card go under 600, I'm gonna cop one for sure. I mean, even just now is a great time to buy one. Thanks for the content vibes. Green Goblin or Mickey card? Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like it's so weird. I think they're gonna be like, they're gonna overcome each other, right? I think short term, Mickey will do well, but then like midterm, if we get some like Veve verse announcement, like Green Goblin will take off, but like, it depends on gamification and other stuffs. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but I do think the safer bet is Mickey, even though like Green Goblin is absurdly discounted right now. I think he's also just going to be very vulnerable to dips. Like the fact that he never had a chance to like hit a high point and hold that, people are always just going to disrespect it, in my opinion. So Mickey has gone up, you know, even though it's Mickey's like third or fourth appearance, like who cares? Mickey cards are always going to do well. Why is everything so down? Golden Moments announcement, basically. Going to add sub right now. Let's go. Nice. The Veve showroom. Gonna add a sub right now. Let's go. Don't know. Sub? Don't know what you mean. Is that like a subscription or like a whatever thing? I have no idea what you mean, but that I appreciate that, whatever that is. I'm hyped for you for whatever that is. What's the best thing to buy right now? Pretty much anything lenticular card. Spider-Man. That's the other thing I was gonna do. I was gonna look at the Spider-Mans. We will have a market update here in like 15 minutes. But yeah, Spider-Man hanging out at 540. Someone was saying the Ben Riley was like really cheap right now. Yeah, below 500. That's pretty nuts to think about as well. Yeah, I would just look across the board. Like everything is discounted. It might be short-lived, but at least I think the ones that are going to be short-lived are like the Mickey stuff, golden moments. They'll recover pretty quickly. Black and white as well as Spider-Man might take a bit longer. Alex said this was a 2 out of 4 drop in terms of spiciness. What do you think the market will react to later drops this month? I have no idea. We could see like a secondary drop. But maybe not as aggressively because again, the people that are sweeping the floors are more likely hodlers, right? And yeah, kind of curious how it'll play out, but maybe like the people that would sell, like they just don't have anything left to sell. Like I don't know. Do I think we can get? I think we can get another dip like this, but not as deep, right? Like we were all just kind of like chomping at the bit for just any kind of announcement. And I do think this time around, or like the second time around, when they do announce like more drops or like a more thing, like later next week, I don't think that the dip will be as rough, because I do think people are a little bit more prepared. Some people already know about the additional spiciness of the future drops. Some people don't, so it might catch some people off guard, and then some people are already prepared. So I think this is just mostly just a market reaction of like finally an announcement. Like we've been waiting so long for just anything, so we'll see. Is that boy Kia was thinking of getting a 9.6 rated first appearance of Todd Batman comic? $500 though? Oof. Yeah, I don't know. That is quite a bit. 9.6 rated first appearance of Todd McFarlane Batman comic. Yeah, that seems, I don't know if that's a lot or a little for like comics. Like that does seem like quite a bit. I'm always like a little afraid to like kind of buy stuff on there because of if it gets damaged or like the insurance and like all that kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy to think about. I would love to own like more physical collectibles. I don't own any right now, as far as I know. Like, I think the only thing I have is literally like a Flash like Funko Pop, which I opened and like messed with and all that stuff. Like, I think a friend gave it to me like years ago. I still have it, but other than that, like I don't know if that's an actual collectible. So John A. Bravo, would it be worth selling a bunch of smaller Marvel collectibles to chase, at least for being honest, to chase these Donald and Daisies coming out, or invest all into some good prices right now and wait till the market to rise? If you're like dumping a bunch of Marvel Mighties collectibles, they're all probably low. I'd rather just stick to like what's going to be consistent instead of like the hope that you're going to be able to afford it when it comes out in the secondary market, right? And odds are, like, even myself, I'm like, oh my god, there was a Donald Duck at, 1.5k, I could have got it. But it's like, there's 150,000 other people also sniping that drop too. Odds are you probably weren't going to get it. Like, just get what's guaranteed or what's going to be consistent or whatever. So it's up to you at the end of the day. It depends on which Marvel Mighties you have too. So Nogi All-Star, how much do you think Golden Moments will go in the market? I'm thinking about selling some stuff. I said it before, if they keep like the mints, like let's say they did 10,000, which is a bit on the higher end, but I see the, what's it called? The Lady and the Tramp probably going for like 2K, maybe 2.5. And then the Donald and Daisy probably going for like 3.5, 4 potentially. Again, I could be off on that. We have no idea until, I'll probably have a better idea tomorrow or Sunday when they actually release the Medium article, right? So last time drop was 60 gems to participate. However, there are more users. I'm guessing it'll be 100. Maybe. Kind of hope not, the Veve showroom, but I kind of, not just because like I can afford it, but at the same time, it's just going to bully out new users even more. So not entirely sure. They did discount, I guess, technically. It's the first time they did lenticular cards, so I don't know if you'd consider it a discount, but they did have those at 40 gems, so. Miss Mars, should I buy Mini card or Daisy card? I think I already answered that. Yeah, that's where I jumped ahead on chat on accident. Yeah, I'd say Daisy. I will be holding my Steamboat UR. I'm pretty sure it's at least 25k asset in the near future. Now is actually a great moment to load things up. Yeah. Like, honestly, it's... Yes, there we go. All right, let's look at all together now, Mickey. So it's at 5.4k, which is, really, really low. But this is, what, 11? 22? Like 25. So we're like 25 listings away. Nah, like 26. We're like 26 listings away on Steamboat Willie from going back up to 8k. So I think that's one thing that people kind of overlook is like, I'll even pull it up here too, right? Like, I don't think the actual listings themselves have actually gone up. Like, maybe a tiny bit, but for the most part, so it's not like people are just mass selling it off, at least last I checked. No, I think it's going to be 60 again. I agree. Hong Kong Brummy, sorry if you already covered it, but why are the Steamboats dropping? They're the first ever Mickey NFTs. They are not. The FA version of the Mickeys is Walt Disney plus Mickey, the partner statue. That's the actual first appearance. Steamboat Willie technically isn't a first appearance or a first edition. Disney does consider Steamboat Willie to be the same as Mickey, so yeah. No, that's what at least Veve described to us. And I bought that knowing full well that I held it knowing full well that it was not going to get a tag. Like, it didn't have a tag. I don't expect it to gain a tag. Let's see. Yeah, the listings have gone up a bit, but it's not like this is flying up to like 340, 360, 380. Like, it's not that bad overall. Like, we're seeing an increase of what, 15 listings. It went down, and then ever since this announcement, I mean, it went up what, 5 listings. So I mean, people are obviously relisting and stuff, but all that means is that the gaps from the floor to whatever previous high was, or like wherever it was previously, it's just going to double back up just as fast. Then again, I mean, people could obviously list in the meantime while it's going back up, but just in general, I do think like Steamboat Willie could do a major reversal, and that's not just because I own one, but I'm also like looking at the numbers here and also the significance of Steamboat Willie, right? So I do think like after the golden moments or whatever this series of big drops are, like whales or people that actually understand the significance of Steamboat Willie, like we'll buy these out. Like this is a pretty significant discount. So, it's gonna be 100 gems for the drop. Did they mention that or say that? If there's like an article or something like that, I would love to see it. Should I sell a common, uncommon Spider-Man plus Pluto for Iron Man? I'd be asking you the same questions every day, Esteban. Pretty much. Just seeing if I could just change my answer to influence your decision making. Yeah, I just got something like stuck at the bottom of my throat, and I just cannot get rid of it. Again, it just seems like a lot of work. Common, uncommon Spider-Man plus Pluto for Iron Man. I do think Iron Man has a lot of upside potential, but so do both the Spider-Mans and even Pluto too. Like as much as like Pluto is not going to have percentage-wise as much upside as Donald, like it's still a good NFT to have. Like I wouldn't sell Pluto for Donald, or I wouldn't sell Donald for Pluto, like vice versa. So for now, I would just hodl them. But like even between those two drops, like you still wouldn't have enough for Iron Man. Like you would have to sell both of those and then probably make up what, like an extra 1,000 gems to get Iron Man. So me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. It's gonna be 100 gems for the drop. Yeah. Sorry, I already read that. Michael Parillo, sell FA Joker for Avengers logo, or Wally, or whole Joker? Or Wally, or whole Joker? Also, if anyone has common group mint 1960, hit me up. Okay, good call out. We're gonna have to make up the gems somehow, right? So basically, you're selling FA Joker, and the Avengers logo is what, like 800 above that? Type in golden moments. R2D2 already making its way back up to 9K again. C3PO recovering up to 5K. So yeah, Wally. Honestly, between the two, I would pick Wally if you absolutely had to. Would I sell Joker? It sucks right now, but probably. If you could secure Wally instead of FA Joker, I probably would, to be honest. Even though you probably have to make up what, 600 gems. I think it's a decent little move. Mini or Daisy card, if you need to choose Mini or Daisy card. Mini. Did you sell your Mickey hat? No, not that I know of. It's still on the market. No, there's just more people undercutting me, so. If it sells, I'm fine. If it doesn't sell, I'm fine either. Either way, to be honest. It's just funny because there's two people just like incessantly undercutting each other. All the way down to like 4.3K. Like my listing's at like 4.8, so. I think they probably be statues that are attached together, like Bart and Homer. So Daisy and Donald statue. I don't know, I assume it's just gonna be, it's not two statues like attached to each other. They're just two figures on one statue platform or whatever. That's how I imagine it. Dasha, what's wrong? What are the best items to get right now? Long-term investment during gem squeeze, like best gem value items now. Lenticular cards, golden. Like I know I'm just like saying the same thing, but I'm also getting the same questions too. So it's like, you know, if you have less than, if you have 500 gems, like get mini. If you have 1,000 gems, probably get Donald. I don't know where Donald's at right now. And we're gonna get a market update in 5 minutes, so I'll get a more accurate like idea of how much it is. Yeah, like there's different price points. It depends on your price point, right? But like legitimately anything Disney right now. Probably not stay away, but I would consider Steamboat Willie's last right now. Like I would just secure golden moments, maybe in some Spider-Mans as well. I haven't actually looked at like the Batman black and whites like at all. I think I pulled it up like twice, but I always managed like, but I always like close it out. So everyone's gonna go for golden moments pretty much. I just bought Donald Duck for like 370. Was that a dumb move or no? Adriel Ramos? Hell no, dude. That's a great move. Wait like 2 days. Wait till like tomorrow. It'll be at like 850 or something. Nokia All-Star, Gary V is gonna go for the gold moments drop. Probably. No one surprised me. My Collectibles, wild weekend, great opportunities in the market with fire sales for new golden moments. Pretty much, dude. You know, a little, not even upsetting, but it's like, you know, it sucks that the golden moments pumped and then Veve releases the new golden moments, and so of course they crash, and it's like, damn, if I just held on my gems and just bought now or whatever. But you can't determine the future, right? All you can do is just the best with the information that you're given. So, but it's nice seeing you, my Collectibles. Billy Pets, that Donald Duck is gonna slap for 10k, and it really depends on the mints and its rarity. It would not surprise me at all whatsoever if it hit like 5 or 6k, but 10k like right off the bat, I highly doubt that. It's just gonna like overthrow R2D2. I just don't see that happening. Billy Pets, like eventually, yeah, it'll get to 10k. Eventually, every golden moment will hit 10k. Just give it enough time, but. Ultraman show is good, and the second season April worldwide. Cool. Crypto Superhero, thanks for that info. Pavle, good evening. Don't know how to pronounce the name. TM, all people FOMO and golden moments, pretty much. Yeah. Master Gaming TV, what's a good buy for 2k gems? Wally or Donald Mickey plus double Donald plus Mickey or something like that, or it really depends. I would like to know like what you prefer, right? You know, like what you would like to buy. Who was it that asked the question? Master Gaming TV. Let me know, like, what do you like, Disney or Marvel or whatever? Honestly, right now anything is a good buy right now, as long as you just keep it in those like big three for the most part. I do think DC is going to struggle a bit more to like recover its price, but so far golden moments and Disney cards have done very well. Altogether Dow is down to 5k. Yeah, I saw that. Are we going to get another big drop at the end of the month? Maybe. It depends on announcements. Who knows? I heard this is on the spice meter at 2 out of 4 or something like that, so it depends on further announcements. Again, like, it's so hard to determine, like, are we going to see another dip? But, like, as someone that studies the market very closely, and all it takes, like I said, for the last, like, 2 months since I've been streaming, is, like, all it takes is one tweet for the market to completely flip upside down. So when people say, like, oh, what's this going to be in 2 weeks? It's like, well, assuming they don't just drop a juggernaut of an IP or another Golden Moments or Star Wars or Darth Vader or X-Men or something big, like, assuming that this is where it could be. But again, there's a million and one catalysts. Like, no one foresaw Golden Moment. Like, okay, Golden Moments was teased at for a while, but like people weren't sure if it was actually going to happen. No one saw the FE tag thing coming. Like, we knew that there was going to be a clarification, but I don't think anyone asked for like wide sweeping changes across the board on like all the NFT tags. I actually have a video on that coming out in like 2 hours. I'm going to end the stream before then, but I actually have a video premiering in 2 hours from now talking about, I'm not a huge fan of Veve going in like changing tags like that. What I think should have happened is all the NFTs right now as they are should have been grandfathered in, keeping the NFT tags that they have, and all the new ones going forward are going to have the appropriate FE tags. You know, basically people bought all these NFTs, you know, with the tags into consideration, right? And even though nothing technically changed, and I think this whole FE thing is going to be short-lived, just basically just changing up like the metadata and like in the background of NFTs. You know, and it's also not a good look too. Like, a lot of people in the community were even asking, like, do we even own our NFTs? And it's like, yes, we do, but then again, like, Veve can just change rarity, not change rarities, but, you know, change the tags on your NFTs. So we'll see. Like, I still love Veve. Like, I'm not, you know, I think the main thing I was upset about too is like they added the first, like, when they released the article, I did a video covering it like 2 or 3 hours after the article, like, was on, was aired or whatever. And it did not have Mickey Hat, Steamboat. It did not have Mickey Hat, Pizza Planet truck, or the skateboard for the first like 6 or 7 hours on the article. And so I went out and I bought a Mickey Hat, and I'm like, okay, it's not on the list. I think it's undervalued. Like, someone's selling it for 4.3k. Like, dude, that's super cheap. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna pick it up. Plus, like, The next two above that like went to like 4.8k. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up. And even if I have to hodl it, so be it. It's still a great NFT. And then I check, and then someone's like, oh, you got that? That's on the FE list. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I just looked at the article. And they're like, no, look again. And I saw, and it was an FE. And I'm like, oh, so basically Veve did a shadow update, not letting people know that they actually missed some NFTs on the list, and they put it on after the fact. So it's just stuff like that. Like, Veve just needs to do a better job of like making sure they have like all their, you know, I's dotted and their T's crossed before they release an article update that could be as significant as basically seeing a complete inverse of the market and, you know, not having all the information there. So that's my take. I'm not salty, but like my hat is still up, you know, hundreds of gems. Like, I'm not salty or anything about it, but it's like the information is just like not correct on the front end. And I know for a fact I wasn't the only person affected by like them putting up a ghost update without letting anyone know, like, hey, by the way, we forgot to put on the golden moments. We're gonna put it up there now, instead of just like putting it up there and not saying anything. So what do you mean already know about the spiciness of the future drop? Any good info? Yeah, let me pull that up on Twitter, or at least I showed it earlier, I think. Maybe I should go to history. It's gonna take me a minute to pull that up. Factory reset on all devices before Monday drop. Yeah, I can feel that. Whatever I need to do to just like refresh my router, reinstall Veve, do factory reset on phones, like literally pretend like you never existed and just like come back. Where is it? He responded to somebody. Let me find it. Darn, I can't find it. I'm also like god awful at navigating Twitter. Like, I honestly like hardly ever use Twitter up until a couple months ago when I like basically had to get one for Veve and, you know, try to be a relevant content creator. So that was fun. I honestly don't know what people do all day on Veve. It's like, or not Veve, but on Twitter. It's like, it seems like people just post like memes and emotes and just like, wow, that's great. That's cool. Muy caliente. This is crazy. It's like, hey, I exist. Hey, I exist. Hey, I exist. And like that's it. Like, I just don't see like a huge relevance on Twitter in general, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe I just don't understand it. Let's see. I think this is it. Did I just miss it? Oh, I don't know, but there's a tweet out there somewhere. Like, I looked on Alex G's like tweets and replies. It doesn't show it. I looked on Randy Chavez's thing. It didn't show it on there because like I don't think we like I'm just not seeing like the reply on there. Let me catch up with chat. Veve 3, just getting back from the park with my family. Can you give me a super quick market reaction recap to the news dropped? I'm catching up. Thank you so much for the $5, Veve 3, or I should say Corey. If you guys have not checked out his content, you guys definitely should. He will probably give more than an in-depth breakdown based on the golden moments here in the near future. If you guys want to know everything there is to know about Lady and the Tramp and or Donald and Daisy, I'm sure he'll help you out. So please check out his content. Across the board, just golden moments dipped like very hard. Like it's hard because ecomi wiki did not pick up a lot of these sale movements because so much happened, I think, within a couple hours. Like, it just didn't pick up on anything. I know like C3PO that was at 6k went all the way down to like 4.5k very briefly. Goofy that was at 3.7k went all the way down to like 2.4k. This all happened within the first like 15 minutes of the announcement, and things were just flying downwards. And right now, so far, a lot of things have recovered. Steamboat Willie right now is Steamboat Willie. Am I not finding this? Come on. Steamboat Willie is at like 5k right now, so it's still dropping. I'm still hodling it. I don't care. Spider-Mans are down. Pretty much like everything is just down in general. Anything that I would consider Disney has pretty much recovered, or is at least recovering at this point. A lot of the other NFTs have not. A lot of the Black and White series stuff, I imagine, is not recovered. Spider-Man's maybe a tiny bit, but not really. All it did is just kind of exacerbate the dip that was like already happening. And some of these NFTs have actually reached a new low. Like Goofy, when it went down to 2.4K, like people were just taking a loss. Like Goofy has never been sold below 3K at any point. And people selling for 2.4K, 2.5, like all that stuff. Like basically anything below 3.3K means that like people are basically taking a loss knowingly, which is crazy to think in my head. If I can't find it here, there it is. Good God, that took me long enough to find. Right here. Randy Chavez reacting to some other tweet says there's more, like more. So there's more of the, forgot to like this tweet. Yeah, it's based on the Golden Moment tweet. I can't find the original one or whatever this original chain originated from, but it says 2 out of 4 on the scale. So maybe there's more that's going to be announced. It doesn't mean that there is 4 more. All it means is like, hey, this is kind of spicy on like the super spicy meter. So could there be 2 more announcements, 2 more pairs? Could there be 6 more announcements, but they're just going to get spicier as they go up? Not entirely sure. All it means is that this is not the end, I think, between now and the end of the month, potentially, or the end of next week. Who knows? 110% speculation at this point. So Michael Perillo, sorry, I'm just gonna catch up with chat here. I feel like I'm always behind on chat. So sell Joker at MC1 comic to secure Wally. I don't think that's a terrible move. I think that's fine enough. It sounds like you really want this Wally. And I do think Golden Moments are going to do very well. Like, so I think Joker will too, but it's going to have to work twice as hard to like get new heights. And then Marvel Comics won, of course, the crown jewel of when it comes to comics on Veve. But then again, it's still a comic at the end of the day. It's still going to be a slow grind of slow progression of upward. And then every time there's an announcement, small sell off and then up and then down. It's a very slow burn. So Michael Parillo, I would say that. I hope that's enough for you, Vivian3. If you want, if you need more, I'm sure there's some other things I'm like forgetting, but oh yeah, Spider-Man 2099 is at 2K right now. I guess there's that. So yeah, everything is just still just dipping a bit more than what it was before. So right before the announcement, like the day and a half or day or so before the announcement, things were kind of ticking up, and now it's kind of reaching a new low. Things have actually gone below their what do you call it? Their support where they were at prior. I have 150 totes of sealed collectibles in storage. Billy Pets, that's crazy. That's really cool. Mini card of Ben Riley looking to buy and flip. I think Ben Riley has the most upside potential, but he's going to be the most vulnerable to like any future announcements between now and the end of the month. So mini card I think will be the most consistent, but like if you might have to hold it for a little while for Ben Riley because it's going to be like announcement dip, up again, announcement dip, announcement dip. Like that's just Ben Riley. Mini will do it too, but I think she'll steadily go up along the way. So I'll let you make that call, Johnny Bravo. It's what a grail. It's such an iconic piece and represents a landmark in animation. I think it's so disrespected at the moment. Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking that just because it doesn't have the FA or the FE tag. But I know, like I already made that meme tweet. I'm pulling up fucking Twitter again. Thank you so much for the super chat. $5 hairs. Bobby Kobayashi. I've been wanting Donald Lent, Steamboat uncommon, or maybe Jason Fabrik and Ben Riley uncommon. Now I'm stuck with indecision. Best one to flip in terms of comic dollars. Best one to flip in term for comic dollars. For comic dollar. I don't know what you mean by comic dollars, but I'm just gonna assume, you know, what's the best one to flip. I think the Donald Lent has a lot of room to move. People are, if it's genuinely at like 700 or 600 or whatever the hell people are saying it's at, like that's pretty absurd. All right, let me pull it up here. Let's see Donald. He's at 700 right now, which is still a great point. Like I bought him the other day at 830, and of course, right before the announcement, he was almost at 1K. I think he'll return, and if anything, I really hope people aren't thinking like, oh, the Donald Lenticular card is going to go down in value because of the FA Donald. I don't see that happening at all whatsoever. If there is like Donald Duck collectors in general, like they're just gonna grab both or whichever one they can afford, which 9 times out of 10 is gonna be the card over the Golden Moment set, right? So at least for a Steamboat uncommon, I would kind of hold off on Steamboats right now. Like I do think they will recover, but I think the Ultra Rare is gonna recover a bit quicker. It's a bit more iconic and is more of a fleshed out like piece of like the historical significance rather than the other ones. Like those are still great, but I think the Ultra Rare is gonna like lead the way first, and then like it'll drag up the common and uncommon with it, and then maybe Jason Fabok and Ben Riley uncommon. Now I'm stuck with the decision. Best one to flip, and short-term flip for comic spending cash. Okay, now I know what you mean. Short-term flip. Definitely not Steamboat uncommon. That the other thing is crashing pretty hard. I think that might take some time. I would honestly say it's kind of a toss-up between Donald Lent and Jason Fabok and Ben Riley uncommon. If you get Jason Fabok and Ben Riley uncommon, you have to be like really ready to sell them, because I feel like those swings happen very quickly and they don't last very long before people start taking profit. So, and then the Donald Lent, there is that. I do think it has a lot of room to grow, and you'll be able to see it coming like a bit longer because it's a bit more expensive. So I'll leave that up to you. If you're very active on the app and you think you can get the most bang for your buck out of it, I would say Jason Fabok and maybe Ben Riley. But I think even then, I still think like it's going to be the Donald Lenticular card. I think it could still go back up to like 900, and you could sell it. And yeah, the 8.5% fee sucks, but I think Donald's going to move more than enough to make up for that 6% difference. So that's my take. Again, not financial advice, but like even if you're wrong, right? I think still the Donald Lent will do better than Ben Riley and Jason Fabok shortly after this whole thing is done. I think like Ben Riley needs like a lot of space to like air out. I know it sounds like a weird term, but like he needs like a long stretch of like no announcements for Ben Riley to do really well, in my personal opinion. Like I think he needs like a solid like 2.5 to like 3 weeks of like no announcements, or like kind of some Spider-Man related stuff like lurking around and rumors, and people are getting hyped about Spider-Man, and those are all going up in price. Like that's what Ben Riley needs. Like it's still, it'll probably just pop up really hype, and then I don't know. That's just my mind and what I'm thinking with it, but I could be wrong. Paurello, thank you. I'm like all over with chat, so I apologize. Like I'm reading new super chats and stuff. I have a Supergirl 59 at 1.5k. Rip, yeah. Come a Steamboat or Mini, in your opinion? Mini. Long-term predictions on C3PO. I you know, no timeline. Too many catalysts to really guess. Angelo Lampo, are there 2 characters on each of the drops? So 100 or 120 would be shocking to me. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what the actual amount is. If they did, I would love to see a link or an article or something like that that says like if it's 100 gems versus 60 gems. But it's just 2 golden moments, just like they've always done. Except for Walt, they've always done them in pairs. So you get one or the other. One's probably a common, the other one's probably an uncommon. If I had to guess, it'd probably be Daisy and Donald as the common, and then Lady and the Tramp as the uncommon, if I had to guess. They always put the more popular, the more iconic figures in the common spot. Saving all my golden moments, that's good. Joe Blue, would you sell an uncommon Mickey for a lenticular card? Great stream. At this point, I probably would. To be honest, I do think the lenticular cards will recover a bit better than Steamboat Willie. Like, Steamboat Willie will do it, but it's just going to take a while. Are new golden moments good or bad for original golden moments long term? I think it's gonna help. I don't think it's gonna really deter people from buying the original golden moments at all. I don't think there's like, unless there's like an identical golden moment of like another character or something like that. Like I just don't see the being in like a competition. Like all the golden moments are kind of unique in their own way. If anything, it might just make the original ones more popular because like, oh, we have the season 1 or like the original golden moments versus the series 2. Secret Spider-Man, huge dip, yes. Donald and Daisy are separate statues in the parks. Well, I guess they're putting them together. I did not know that, Jillian. Thanks. Daniel Marquez with the Rockets. Dude, I appreciate it. You cheer up my day. Do a tier list for Veve streamers, or do a video where you talk about their strengths and expertise. Yeah, that would be like a prime way to get myself in trouble, I think. Like, you rank me above him or her or this or that, and like, why did you do this? Like, I don't know enough. I'd rather do like an expertise thing, but even then, like it's hard to just put people in boxes, right? Like there's probably things that Cavell Anderson or Randy Chavez or Taps Trades or like any of those guys, or you know, Vivian3, Corey, and then we also have Aaron over at My Collectibles, and Chris over at Chris V. I still don't know how to pronounce his last name. And there's so many content creators right now, right? They all have different strengths and weaknesses, but it's hard to just like put them in a box, right? Or anything like that. So it's something I'd rather avoid. If anything, I would love to do, and I thought about this, about doing the, because I love X-Men, I thought about doing the X-Men intro, not the Pride of X-Men intro, but like the, you know, the early 90s X-Men intro. And I thought about putting faces of like the VV content creators on there just for fun. And I was going to put Randy Chavez as Storm, because, you know, he's a big Storm person. He likes Storm. He has secret rare versions of her and stuff. And I was got people be different versions of stuff. Like I was probably going to have Cavell Anderson be Beast, because he's like always studying. He knows, he's always thinking ahead of everyone else. And there's a scene where he's in the intro where Beast is like holding a book, like very briefly. It was going to say like owe me to 10K or like owe me to $10 or something like that. Something just funny, right? Just showing off that like the camaraderie and like we're working together. And I was going to have the Sentinels be like bots or like recur logos and stuff like that, or like different NFT projects, just for funsies. I don't know, like I'd rather do something like that that's more like fun and like collaborative, and not like I'm putting them in boxes and this is what they are, and like and do a tier list would get me in so much trouble. And even then it would be so hard to base it off of what though, right? Like what NFT tags got changed. Jesse Trades, a lot of them changed. There's an article that if you look on Veve Twitter, there's a whole thing that they did. Or you can wait a little over 2 hours, a little under 2 hours for my video that kind of covers it briefly. I also have a video that covers it pretty closely. Let me see. I'll pull this up very briefly. Like, I'm not going to go through this whole Medium article on stream. But basically, they flesh out the idea of, good God, it's taking a while to load. Fleshing out the idea of like, what's FA, what's FE, if it's like an object, an artist thing, an art-based poster or a vehicle, it's FE. So basically DeLorean, all the vehicles, so DeLorean's changing from FA to FE, Ecto 1, FA to FE, Glider, all that stuff. You know, again, not a huge fan of these changes. They also added stuff later on, like the Pizza Planet truck, Mickey Sorcerer's hat, as well as the skateboard. Like, they didn't even have that for the first, like, 6, 7, 8 hours of the article. So a lot of people that read it and thought they could go make a purchase thinking that it wasn't going to get affected, they were basically wrong. I cover that in my video as well. It is a bit weird that they basically said, don't worry, we will avoid removing altogether any labeled first appearances or first editions. This includes black and white collectibles, etc., out of respect. So it's like, we understand that removing labels will affect the value of NFTs, so out of respect we'll keep the black and white series, but we also don't understand that changing labels will also affect the value of certain NFTs. So it's just strange that they understand that removing labels affects value, but also changing labels apparently won't also affect value. Again, I will admit, like, I do think this whole FE thing will blow over, and as people just like understand it more, like they'll realize like, oh, just FE just means the new FA. That's all it means at the end of the day. But again, I have a video that kind of goes more in depth with it, and just them yeah, I'm not going to go too in depth with it. Just watch my video. That's crazy. I'm going to get another Spidey 29. He's a secret rare. That is true. That is cool. Yo-Yo, can't believe golden moments are going down. Yeah, not for much longer. I think they're going to recover pretty well. Occasionally we'll get some people like undercutting and stuff, but I think overall they're not gonna like keep crashing. I think Veve is handling this very poor. All the situation about announcements of FE, FA yesterday, and today they dropped Disney, very manipulating to get the price to pump and get it down. Maybe. I think it's more of a coincidence. I think the main thing was like people were just asking for a clarification of FEs and FAs, not wide sweeping changes and basically changing the metadata on the back end of people's NFTs based on what they were for anywhere between 1 month to 12 months. I think like the DeLorean, one of the first like drops, like the DeLorean was an FA for like a year, and like all of a sudden they change it. So I'd rather just see the NFTs that currently exist just get grandfathered in and keep the FA tags and just have the new ones going forward. Keep the FE. That's just my take. Would it be worth selling Iron Man 10,035 to go after Donald and Daisy coming out? No, just hold Iron Man. No, do not do that, Johnny Bravo. You got a good mint. You got a solid NFT. Like, I think it could go neck and neck. Like, there's a chance that Donald Daisy could go past Iron Man, but if you sold Iron Man right now, I don't think you would still be able to afford Daisy and Donald. I would just hodl it, dude. Comment, Rockets, yeah, I got a Green Goblin for $5.15 or something like that. Dude, that's fantastic, Daniel. Dude, that's awesome. That or any of the cards. I think you can't go wrong with, like, you know, a Mickey card or a Green Goblin. Like, those are both great. Firefly Odyssey, if you're looking for Alex's tweet, he said it to Veve Rich. Okay, that's what it was. Holy shit, am I actually catching up with chat? Or maybe you guys actually slow down chat because I'm like, man, I can't catch up with chat. Got to go? Man, dude, Veve and 3 always busy. Veve and 3 always busy. Got to give it him. Yeah, Steamboat or Mickey hats. I don't know. That's actually a tough one. It's kind of crazy they're both the same price now. I think just due to the golden moment hype, I would probably say Mickey hat. Steamboat Willie's like not a bad purchase right now either. I do think Steamboat Willie could go down a bit lower. I don't see Mickey hat going down much lower. Like, I would say, like, if Steamboat Willie goes down to like 4.5 or like 4K, like I would definitely pick it up. So maybe wait a bit longer. I don't see Mickey hat like skyrocketing anytime soon, me personally, but I just don't see it happening. So you can either wait to get Steamboat Willie for cheaper or get a Mickey hat, Uncle Jay. You can't go wrong with either, but I'd say right now, probably Mickey hat. Could the tweet not just be someone rating the drop 2 out of 4 spiciness? Yeah, he said 2 out of 4, like that drop. He said like of the future drops or like of what's coming. It's the 2 out of 4 spicy, something like that. I don't know. But it could, yeah, that could be true. Maybe just people are misinterpreting it, right? Like this one drop is just a 2 out of 4 and that's it. But against what though, right? He's comparing it to something else, which means a future drop. So like just saying it's a 2 out of 4 means what? There has to be a comparison, right? So there has to be, obviously I would say there's going to be a future drop, but who knows and how many? Not sure. Respect could be Miles Morales, Hot Toys. Ooh, okay. Bobby Kobayashi, flipping short-term comic. Yeah, I would say, I think I already answered that question. Wonder Woman FA crashing hard? Yes, it is. Let's pull it up really quick. Wonder. Dude, I feel so bad for you guys that come on here and like try to get information and like, geez, dude, 670. What's going on with Wonder Woman? Oof, 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 oof. I know you guys come on here to like get questions answered and stuff, and I know sometimes I lag behind. Let's see. Yeah, she's crashing pretty hard. I mean, again, just like everything else, she'll recover, but because it's DC and there's going to be a lot of people flipping, and remember, people have been... I mean, people have had her for... People have been buying her for over a month for under 600 gems. A lot for under 300 gems, so there's probably a lot of people more than happy to take the flip or take the profit at this point. So... cool, thank you. That's what I was looking for. I'm decided. Awesome. Cell Zombie Spider-Man set for Golden Moments secondary coming up. It's a little, I don't want to say it's a little late for that, because you would get what? You would get maybe 1,000 gems. I don't think it's honestly enough to afford anything in this drop coming up. Zach of all trades, to be honest. I would just hodl it. Edward Garcia, thoughts on stacking common Coca-Cola? Nah, hard stacking, no. Like getting like 2 or 3, that's fine. But if you're planning on getting like 10 or 20, like no, I would probably cap it at like 2 or 3. Even though the uncommons are the least expensive, from what I've heard and kind of what I've experienced briefly, is the commons are a bit easier to sell. Even though like gem for gem, you could probably get more for the uncommons. Yeah, the commons are really low. I mean, so is the uncommon, but these are easier to sell, but these will take a bit longer, but more profitable from what I've heard. So like hard stacking them, no. I would get maybe 2 or 3, but that's it. Or just 1 if you want to flip it. Bro, remember me? I bought mini yesterday for 530. Now it's 400. Bruh! Anthony? Yeah, dude, I remember that. That's rough. That's rough. Honestly, when I bought Donald, I wouldn't say immediately sold it, but I sold it earlier today. I got super lucky. I sold it like 30 minutes before they made the announcement. I sold my Donald for like $9.95. I sold it like, because when they do the announcement, I'll show you guys. Let me see. I feel bad for this person. Like, ripperoni. And like, I'm not saying this because I think it's like never gonna get back up to, dude, there's so many people following me. Like, how are people following me? I don't really like advertise the fact that like my Steamboat Willie's up right now, but like people somehow just like incessantly find a way to find me. Like right here. That's my Batman. What the hell is it? Right here. This is rough for whoever bought this. I know the market. Let me zoom in. Donald Duck. So I sold it at, okay, maybe it was like an hour or two before, maybe like an hour, but I sold it. And if you add that, you have to add those two numbers together. But if you add those two numbers together, it's $9.95. So I actually managed to sell it. So I bought it at $8.20 or $8.35 or whatever I bought it at. So I get like a 70 gem profit or whatever. Yeah, I got like a 35. Yeah, I got a 75 gem profit out of it. But yeah, I feel bad for this guy because literally an hour later, that's when they released the update for the golden moments. I still think like Donald's still gonna get up to 1K. Like it might just take a bit longer now. It might get a bit weird because there's an FA version of him or whatever, but he'll go back up. He's still, I think, gem for gem, the best card in the set. Let's see. Yeah, Anthony, that is rough though. 2 Captain Carters or a Green Goblin for a quick flip. Like selling or buying? I would say Green Goblin. I would not. Captain Carter, I think she's worn out her usefulness, to be honest. Like when they had the announcement, it flew up. Let's look up Captain Carter really quick. I'm just gonna type in Carter. Ah, she's already back down to 250. Did she like fly to like 400 at one point? I kind of looked at this. Yeah, she went up to like 380 and then now down to 250. Yeah, I would not buy. I don't see her like getting back up. Honestly, I don't even see her getting back up to like 300 like anytime soon. So I would hold off on that. I would definitely say Green Goblin. Neither of those are a quick flip, to be honest. Neither of those are going to be a quick flip. Like it might take a bit. I don't know what's quick for you, T-Breeze, but that's just my take on it. Another Veve sold my Avengers logo to hope and scoop a different golden moments Monday worth. In my opinion, I think you need like 2K minimum to like maybe buy the Lady and the Tramp. Like, I don't think 2K is enough to pick up Donald and Daisy off the secondary market. I'm afraid of 6 golden moments drop, to be honest. Why are you afraid, bro? You afraid of a little competition? Yeah, I get it. Basically, the market is going to be like, a crash announcement, crash announcement. I think people have kind of figured it out a bit. It's going to really depend on if they pull something like a Walt-esque. It's not going to be Walt again, but something pretty big at the very end of this golden statue, these golden moments. Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal. So aren't you about to blast off even more? I would say so, Babs. Yeah. Naked Gumby. I like the name. Y'all trying to buy the dip right now? I haven't been around. Will dip all the way into Monday. Some people haven't gotten off work. True. Yeah, if you wait a bit longer, like the dips could get a bit deeper and stuff, but I feel like over the next couple days things might consolidate. Things will dip briefly, but I doubt things are gonna like dip and then just like hold and like maintain for a long time. At least not like the Disney stuff. Black and White series, DC, like everything else, yeah, things have just bottomed out and they're just gonna stay there. But like golden moments and lenticular cards, I feel like have actually recovered decently well. So yeah, you could wait till Monday. But then again, like the market has changed a lot compared to hell, even 3 months ago, let alone 6 months ago, a year ago. Like way more people on the app, way more money circulating. People more than happy to buy the dip on certain things. So people have also gotten smarter too, as just like traders in general. You know, there's going to be new people on here that just don't know, right? But What would you buy for 400 to 500 gems? Greetings from Switzerland. Thanks for the live stream, bro. Please answer. Greets. Yeah. Manuel or Manuel? Alia. I probably butchered that name. I would say, I don't know, one of the lenticular cards, to be honest. Come on, work with me. I don't know if you mean for a flip or a long-term hodl or what you suggest, but cards right now are super duper cheap. If you can afford a Mickey, maybe he'll dip down a bit lower. Mickey would be fantastic, but if not, I'd pick up a mini. Maybe if you're like really bullish on Jaunty Jig stuff, I mean, it's obviously people are selling it off just because they don't understand Steamboat Willie, but yeah. I'm trying to think of like what else. Ben Riley is a decent one, a bit riskier. Not even like riskier, but it's just maybe a little bit longer of a sell. Like Disney's just gonna be more consistent. Like the Disney cards, if you compare that to like Ben Riley or something like that. What else? I'm sure there's some black and white series stuff, but again, people just flip those so often. Oh my god. Blinded by the light. Okay, I gotta relog in apparently, so give me a sec. Not that it matters, but it's not right. I hate it when it does this. All right, let's go back. Or not. There it goes. Probably should have just made a new page. I'm gonna do that now. I think it's just gonna flow a bit better for whatever reason. All right. We're back. Couldn't hide that. Whatever. Come on. Good. Not that it matters, but UV gave a heads up on the glossary and a cleanup for what do you think Spider-Man 2099 will be worth in a couple months? I don't know what's going to be worth like in a week, so I can't tell you a couple months from now. If Marvel decides to push more Spider-Man stuff, if they decide to give it utility, unless Veve keeps on, you know, hammering us with like new big hitting IPs or drops, like there's a million and one reasons why it could go up or down right now. They could announce Veveverse announcement with full Marvel Mighty utility and fighting game integration, and at that point it would absolutely skyrocket, but again I couldn't tell you. What would you buy? Okay, I already answered that. Veve gave us a heads up on a glossary and a cleanup for FAFEC. Steve, yeah, I think that's what you mean by the article. Yeah, I think they told us that like they would give us an update, not a complete suplex of all the Veve NFTs that existed, and just changing their what's it called, their tags, right? They from what I've heard, I remember hearing, it's like oh yeah, we'll clarify all this stuff. I don't remember anyone asking like, hey, can you change my NFT? Can you change my thing from FA to FE, please? Like, I don't think anyone was asking for that. You're gonna need to remake the Golden Moments tier list now with the 2 new ones we're getting. Maybe I might wait till the whole series finishes or whatever it is. But damn, Little Wonder Woman, yes. Maybe it's 2 out of 4 spicy collectibles that are coming out this month. Yeah, they always speak in like cryptic languages and stuff like that, so it's hard to follow. Another Veve, I did the same. D-Clan BL. Should I sell Goofy? I got off drop to try and make a play in the market. If so, what should I buy with 3k gems? I would just hold Goofy right now, to be honest. Like, I have a Goofy too. I bought it for like way too high, like 3.6k. Like that's still, I would say, like in the mid-range. My friend bought it for 3k and I like waited too long and I just like FOMO'd in at like 3.6k. And then I've been trying to honestly trying to get rid of it for a while now. Not that I think it won't do well, but I just do think there's other better moves to be made if I were to be able to sell it for profit or like up at You know, if I could get 3.6k out of it as, you know, not losing gems, maybe. Where's Iron Man at right now? Back up to 5k. Iron Man at 3.3. If you can afford the extra 300 gems, I think Iron Man's a fantastic buy right now. That's what I would say. That's probably one of the best ones, if not like Wally plus a couple like lenticular cards or something like that. That's what I would do personally. What do you think of selling SR Zombie? What do you think of selling Secret Rare Zombie Fantastic Four comic for more DeLoreans? I don't know why that one made me start laughing. A business. I don't know. That's a pretty bold move. Zombie Fantastic Four. I don't even know what I'm not a big comic person, so I don't know how much like potential that has for more DeLoreans. That's really up to you. I don't know how bullish you are. I like the whole Veveverse thing. If that's your take, then sure. But if not, maybe just hold on to it. I don't know what to tell you. Johnny Bravo, do you think 4K is enough for the next drop? Selling Iron Man and minicard? Do not. I would just not sell those. Like, why? Why would you? Is it because I said earlier? What did I say earlier? Like, if I think earlier I said, would it be worth selling Iron Man? I told you that Iron Man wouldn't be enough, and now you're like, what if I sold Iron Man and Daisy? I would just hold, dude. Iron Man already has a history of going up to what, 4K? And plus, like, this is still like the OG Golden Moment set, right? I feel like people are just like really overextending themselves. Like, this is exactly what happened when lenticular cards started pumping the other day. People were like, could I sell 70 Marvel Mighties to afford these lenticular card set? I'm like, why are we like trying to sell half our vault? Or like, people are just always just switching between DC, Marvel, and Disney, and that's all they're doing. Like, could I sell these for this and this for this and this? Is like, that's all they're doing. And they're playing you guys ever did I think we did it in like American football. We do what's it called, monkey rolls or whatever. You had 3 people and they would just jump over each other and they would just mix. And that, I feel like that's what people are doing with their NFTs, like constantly just selling them off and trying to get new stuff. Like, you could just hold on to them. And I get it. I've done that before. I've done it where I've sold it and I tried to buy the new stuff. But it's like, if I had an Iron Man right now, I would like it. If I had an Iron Man right now, I would not sell it personally. I would just hold on to it. But that's just me. So it's up to you at the end of the day. Like, I'm gonna tell you what you can and can't do with your NFT. Like, if you're that bullish on some potential future drop or this Donald and Daisy thing, then sure. But that's just me. Deadpool uncommon at 78. Yep. Hamoon, I'm not worried about the crash, more about not having 15k gems in the aftermarket. Hamoon, it's okay. You don't have to buy everything. And that's one thing I've learned. Like, I've kind of given up on like buying sets. I used to be like not a big set collector, but when I could, I'm like, oh, let me buy the set. And then I end up just breaking the set all the time to like just get other things. Just things that are underperforming or that didn't do as well. And I'm like, well, this other thing's way cooler than these like other things I have. So but Marvel Comics 1 yesterday for 400. Not mad. It's long-term anyways. That's the worst possible case if you just have to hold through the dip. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Vane OTP. Ayo, what is the reason for the dip? I was gone for some hours. Disney Golden Moments announcement. I'll pull it over here. I should probably just have this like Twitter up right now. Just like up and ready. Disney Golden Moments. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck. Crazy Over Daisy and Lady the Tramp on this lovely Bella Naughty? I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, it says celebrate Valentine's Day with 2 digital collectibles based on iconic love stories. So yeah. And according to Alex G, he said this drop is in spiciness level 204, which means he's comparing it to something else, which means we're probably gonna get more drops. So could it be more Golden Moments? Could it be something entirely different? But yeah, that's why the market is basically doing a complete nosedive. A lot of the Golden Moments like went down quite a bit. Even though it doesn't show it on this list, but like C3PO was at 6k at one point and then went all the way down to 4.2. Yeah, like there were some pretty deep dips on a lot of NFTs, but I do think like the old Golden Moments are doing a pretty good job of recovering in general. What would you buy with 50 gems? Thanks from Italy. Ale Zanga? Ali Zanga? Honestly, dude, I would just play nothing. Like, we literally just got an announcement that there's going to be golden moments coming up on, what is it, Monday? Monday, yeah. I wouldn't do anything. I would just play the drops. Let me see. So I'm just reading some tweets from some friends right now. What's the question? 50 gems? I would just hold it. Like, just hold it till Monday. You can't really do much with 50 gems right now, to be honest. I would just play the drops. You probably have to find a way to make up an extra 60 gems, not 60, but an extra 10 gems, because I think 60 gems is the drop for the golden moments. Though some people have said 100 gems. I don't know where they got that information. Again, still waiting for like a tweet or something like that. But they've always done the golden moments in pairs. So I would play that. I would just play the drops throughout the whole week. Like, you don't have enough to make like a heavy investment. So it's like, you might as well just play the drops throughout the whole next week. Just see if you get lucky and win one. And if you don't, you know, get some comics or something like that. I think comics and or like Groot or Storm, like, there's just not much you can do with just with 50 bucks, you know, or 50 gems. So, but drops, all it takes is one drop to really just change things up. That's what happened with me. No matter with the NFT, new golden moments. Yep. BJ 1962. This will bring more people and fresh money to the app. Am I correct? Bear short term, very bullish mid to long term. Time to buy cheap. Agree? Yes, I agree with all of that. You know, it's crazy to think, but like what happens in Veve month to month, it seems like what happens like year to year in crypto. Like, things just accelerate so quickly. And so when people think long term, like, there's just so much that happens. When people think long term, like, they think like 6 months out or like 3 months out, like, oh, long term. And like, I've seen it time and time again, and I've done it before where it's like, I'm gonna buy this long term and I'm never gonna sell it, and then I'm like 2 months later, I'm like, dude, that's such a cool drop, I should probably sell this. And like, you just don't end up hodling, right? Usually because you don't have an active source of liquidity or fiat to come in, right, and keep buying it up and keep playing the game, right? When all of your assets are tied up, not assets, but you know, when all of your game playing money, I should say, your poker chips, are only on the Veve app and you can't put more chips into the game, you know, that's where people keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping. But you know, if you are well off, if you got a well-paying job and all that stuff, that's great. And you can keep putting money in. Like, yeah, you can just buy this. All right, I'm just gonna put in, you know, maybe a couple hundred gems or maybe you know, a couple grand, whatever it is, into the app and play it. So golden months are such a safe long-term hold. I agree. If you don't have any of them, get a Wally before he takes off. Undervalued from the first set for sure. I agree. I would still put Wally, even though Homer took off. You know, maybe I should put a little bit more respect on Homer and Bart's name, but even then, I would still put Wally over Avengers logo. Pizza Planet truck is up there too, but yeah, Wally's great. Can you sorry, let me catch up here. What's the lowest price Elsa will drop to now? Price prediction? I have no idea. I mean, we could pull it up really quick, see how many sellers are going on. The thing is, like, even if it does reach, like someone said 3K, Elsa might get to 3K, that's the bottom. If it does, it'll be like very brief. I'm talking like there might be a handful of listings, like there might be like 5 to 6 listings that happen through the course of like a few hours that might touch like 3K, and then once it does, people just buy it up. I mean, if we like look closely here, like the listings aren't even like going up. It's just people relisting stuff. Like, so it went down, went up. Like, we're talking listing changes of less than 10. So it's like, it's not like the listings of Elsa are going up to like 400 and like all of a sudden there's 100 more listings, 150 more listings, and people are just trying to get rid of it ASAP. At this rate, what I'm seeing on the listings, like I just don't see it going below 3.8 like anytime soon. I just don't see it personally. With these numbers, like we would really have to see these listings go up. And again, like it could be the same, you know, few people just undercutting and keep undercutting themselves. But like I think they would get bought up like well before it even touched 3K. Like once it's like 3.5 or something like that, or 3.4, like it's just gonna get bought up. So that's my take. Naked Gumby, can you FUD the Mighties? Too much hype around them. If you know me, like I almost always FUD the Mighties, to be honest. I do think they're way too reliant on like the Veveverse to give them additional value. I will say I do like the villains, just that like they are FAs at the end of the day. Like they are FAs. So Doctor Doom, probably the most popular villain in like the Marvel universe. Green Goblin's huge. Red Skull is whatever. Like using a couple Captain America movies and stuff like that. But other than that, like whatever. Like Spider-Man 2099, like cool. That's a cool FA and stuff like that. But just in general, I think they're just like way too reliant on the Veveverse and like fighting game integration, all that stuff. Like I just have a bad feeling, but what's going to happen is like Veveverse is going to come out. It's a glorified VR chat where people can like change their avatars and like kind of do, like it'll just be like horribly clipped on their body. Like you can be an NFT, but it's like horribly clipped on your body, and you can basically show off your vault, maybe go to a couple different like places. And like that's the other thing, it's going to be like an open single shard server. Are there going to be private servers? Are there going to be you know, servers you have to pay on to be on those servers, or are they going to be, you know, pay to, you know, sorry, free to play? Like there's so many questions around it. And it's also just like hard to think of a time when like people are going to be playing games and like constantly spending money on like, oh, if I want to play this game, I have to burn on me to play this game. Like I just don't see it, but it could happen and I could be wrong. But if there is some sort of gamification in like Veveverse or Metaverse, whatever it is, like really takes off, sure. But I do think there's just way too much speculation around it. Like I'd rather buy what I see than buy what I feel, or like what I'm thinking, like what's going to happen, like way in the future. Like, you know, that's me. I hope that's enough FUD for you, Naked Gumby, for the for the Marvel Mighties. Calio, I'll pick up an Elsa if it drops to 3K. If not, I'm going for a Wally. Even Iron Man, dude. Like Iron Man's still a very good pickup. Like if you can make up the extra 300 gems, like Iron Man is still a fantastic pickup too. So what do you think about Marvel Mighties? I think you already got the idea based on what I said to Naked Gumby. I don't think they're like, you know, they're crap. I do think the FAs, some of the FAs do have some significance to them, mostly like the villains and stuff. I do think they're cool and stuff. And like the Fantastic Four, like I do think Marvel has a plan. Like they're making either Marvel / Veve is just making the Marvel Mighties be FAs because it's just an easy way to just get out the FAs, or just like 3D collectibles. Like look, us 3D rendering Mr. Fantastic and the Thing and all this stuff is going to take us 6 months. So like let's just do the Marvel Mighties versions, get them out in a month, and just be done with it. Maybe that could be the case. Or it could be Marvel saying, hey, we want to set up a game in the Veveverse, or something happen years and years from now. Who knows what Veve and Disney / Marvel are talking about behind closed doors. But they might say like, hey, like it'd be smart if we had all these FAs be Marvel Mighty, so people buy them, and then when they own them, they're just more intrigued to you know, play the game, right? Burn the Omi, do whatever they're gonna do, right? More likely to rent them out, whatever. So who knows? But that's my take. But I do like the villains. Like at the end of the day, Doctor Doom FA is still a Marvel Mighty, even if they put it in 3D collectible format and they make him look, you know, sick as hell. I'll probably still buy it. I think it looks super cool. I do like Doctor Doom a lot. Like at least if you know more about him outside of just the MCU, like if you know the comic books and the shows and all that stuff, his actual power, he's pretty damn strong. King Khan. In my opinion, the next drop will be very spicy, but then not long after that will be followed up with MCP. This will then make the market pump. Could be wrong, but I think that would be perfect. That would be kind of nice. Again, it's funny, in my video that I'm going to post here, I have it up as a premiere like an hour from now. So I will be hopping off here in like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe a little bit less than that. Because I do want to be available for the premiere to get your ideas and stuff. But I recorded that video this morning, and like my thoughts have changed a little bit, but not really. But the Master Collector program, to be honest, when Veve makes changes like this to tags and that kind of stuff, and like it's not fully fleshed out, it's hard to even believe like the Master program when it comes out, because they could make mistakes. Like the first iteration was like, hey, get sets, and then people paid money to buy sets, and they're like, just kidding, comics, you don't get a bonus for sets, but like, hey, you get extra for secret rare comics. And like people are like, oh, okay, so do I like not need my set anymore, because now it's technically better to stack rares than anything. So now I just spend a bunch of money on these ultra rares and secret rares, which are cool, but I kind of wanted to go for MCP, so now people probably sold those off or whatever. It's like, you know, I'm not trusting, even if like they do come out with the MCP thing, like just the fact that they like added retroactively, not retroactively, but the fact that they added NFTs afterward, after the article. If you guys watch my video, you'll understand. Like initially Mickey hat, pizza truck, and skateboard was not on that initial list. For like the first 5 or 6 hours of that article, it was not on the list. And I honestly bought, after I did the review, my review of it did not have the Mickey hat. And I'm not saying that's the only determining factor why I bought the Mickey hat, because I bought the Mickey hat like 30 minutes after I made that video. And I bought it and I kind of waited around for a bit. And I'm like, why is it still dipping? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, I bought it really low. I bought it like 2 or 3K, not 2 or 3K, like 200 or 300 gems below what the next highest guy was. Then it jumped up to like 4.8K. Like, what the hell's going on? I looked it up. I asked people in chat. They're like, well, Mickey hat's on the FE list. I'm like, no, it's not. I did the thing. They're like, oh, look again. I'm like, oh, it's there now. Cool. Like, Veve needs to like get their information correct on the front end, because there are people like making like quick decisions based on their articles, and like they need to be accurate. So that's just my take. Drop announced. I sold nothing. I like your style, Mendez Flips. I like your style. I can't say the same. I did. Remember that? Remember last night that that Batman 71 and that Donald lenticular card I bought last stream? I just like bought them on stream. Like, eh, whatever. I'll just buy it. I managed to flip that Batman 71. I could have sold it for like 290, but like then the announcement hit and it was just people just undercutting me. So I sold it for I think 279. So I still made like, I don't know, like a 30 gem profit out of it or whatever. And the lenticular card, I got super lucky with Donald. I sold it like a couple, I think it was like an hour before the announcement. And I got 299 or I got 910 gems out of it. So I got like 70 gem profit out of it. So yesterday, just like making those little 2 transactions, I got 100 gems, which is kind of sick. How many mints do you think? I have no idea. If I had to guess, it might be something similar to, what was Wally paired up with? Wally and Pizza Planet Truck? Maybe something like this. I could see something like 10,000 Daisy and Donald's, and then 6,333 of the Lady and the Tramp. Matthew Smith, Simpsons over Wally every day. Simpsons has literally been running for 30 years. Yes, correct. Matthew Smith. I don't like. I'm a big Simpsons fan. Like, I love Simpsons. I remember watching that show a lot as a kid, and I do like it. I feel like once like the actual Disney fans get on the platform, they're probably going to be more likely to buy things that are directly Disney related. Like, when I think Disney, I don't think Simpsons, at least initially off the top of my head. Simpsons is still huge, don't get me wrong, and I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe gem for gem, Simpsons is better, and Wally's gonna always lag behind. But who knows? Wally's been running for 700 years though. Yeah, I was about to say that, send a gem. I'm like, but Wally's been around since like after the like Earth's apocalypse. Like, that's a pretty big deal. Smith, you're correct. Long term, we're taking percentage wise how much movement can happen. Yeah. Wally has the most potential with the second film this year. No argument. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't even know that. Like, I really need to keep up to date with like all this like new movies and films and shit like that. I get too busy with just like my personal life and keeping up with videos. Like today, I didn't even mean to do it, but I released 3 videos and this is a live stream like all today, and I've never done that before. But it just, so much stuff happened today, so I just had to do it. Matt Smith, good point about the movie. Yeah, so like unless Simpsons come out with some new stuff, I don't know, they're still running, right? As far as I know, they didn't stop, right? Thank you for fighting the Mighties. Any day, Naked Gumby. Any day. I got your back. Braden Pitt, do you think this will be the most users ever going for a drop? Probably. Up until this point, probably. Yeah. Matthew Smith, Homer and Bart was my first NFT. I just can't take any slander on them. Okay. You took it personally. Or I should say it's very near and dear to your heart. So I got you. The first one I won was Elsa. And I sold it to play. And this is like, I literally downloaded the app the day before the Elsa drop, I think, or day before. I think I missed the Simpsons drop, and then like the Elsa drop was the next day. So I think I downloaded it on the Homer Day drop or whatever. And I played the Elsa one. I won Elsa in the like Taco Bell parking lot with my data. And I think I just got super lucky because a bunch of people got disconnected during the drop, or like they couldn't log in. There were so many issues. And I clicked buy and I'm like, oh, this is easy. Like, I don't know why people are saying this is so hard. Like, I just got it on my data in like a Taco Bell parking lot. Like, I just won. Like, that's super easy. My guy going on tangents, love it. Dude, don't call me out like that. Don't call me out like that. I'm going to be getting off soon, probably like 35 minutes, because I do have that premiere video coming up at like in a little over an hour. But yeah, so, and then I sold that to play Walt. I ended up winning Walt. I ended up selling him for roughly 9.5K. And I mainly did that because I just didn't have enough fiat to like put into the app. Like my brother was just like, hey, like you should try this thing. My friend and my brother both told me like, hey, you should try this out. I'm like, all right, cool. So I got it. And my brother was nice enough to spot me like 100 gems because he knew I couldn't like throw a bunch of money in. So I was like, all right, I'll try this. And so I won. I'm like, dude, this is nuts. And I held it for like 2 days, and I'm like, dude, maybe I should just sell it now. Like, I don't know if I can afford. I'm like, I can't hold this for a month and like wait for it to go back, to have it go up like 200 gems. Like, I can't wait a month for it to go up to 200 gems. Like, I'm gonna sell it now so I can get Walt. He's like, all right, like whatever. So I sold it, and then I played Walt and I won it, and I sold it. So I mainly did that because I was like, I need to learn the market. I held Walt for like a month, but I sold it. Yeah. I don't think they are FA for no reason. I think so too. I love Simpsons, bro, way more than Family Guy. It's crazy huge hits. Nothing going to happen in the next 5 years with Simpsons. Yeah. Boba Benj. How many mints do you protect for new gold moments? I think I said that earlier. I think it could be Donald and Daisy is probably around 10,000, and then Pizza Planet Truck will probably be around 6,333. So remember, they usually put the more popular character in the like lower rarity spot. So because it's uncommon and rare, because these two were together, right? I believe so. Or am I wrong? I'm trying to remember which ones were like paired up together. Because this is the uncommon and common. It's strange. They actually have R2 and this like flipped. I don't know. Like Iron Man is the common. This is the rare. Wally's the uncommon. Pizza Planet Truck is the rare. And it was Elsa and Mickey hat. So I don't know. I mean, that's arguable, right? I guess maybe they put the person in the common spot and the thing in the rare spot or the high rarity. I don't know. Babs 1, I'm sad I had to sell me, Homer, and Bart to get R2, but I don't regret it. So, yeah, dude, that's a fantastic trade, I would say. Even if you feel like you had to overextend yourself a bit, I still think it's awesome. Sold my Simpsons for $1,500 a week ago. Apple applied pressure. That name always kind of throws me off a bit. Dude, it happens. Dude, I've done that before where I've sold stuff like way too early and I'm like, oh my God. Or like way too late, right? Like, sometimes I look at a price and I'm like, God, should I just sell this now? Like I could take the profit. I just have a feeling there's going to be a big announcement coming up or whatever. And before you know it, announcement comes, then you're like trying to panic sell it. And at that point, it's just too late, right? There's way too many opportunities that are going to happen between now and the end of the year for people to just start like panic selling, in my opinion. Prices are going to go up, but there's always going to be like another cool NFT between the, 2 to 5K price range and then the 5 to 6K price range. Like there's going to be cool NFTs constantly coming out. Shankster the Third, people posting all over. It'll never beat the OG Golden Moments is crazy. In my opinion, both drops to surpass half the GMs right now. Lady and the Tramp will probably be on the lower end. Again, like I do think a lot of the quote unquote lower end NFTs or like Golden Moments do kind of swap spots price wise. But I do think Daisy, I do think Daisy and Donald will definitely be at least top 5 in my opinion. Probably won't pass up R2. Obviously Walt. Elsa might, but I still don't think so. I think like again we need like I don't want to say this like, oh, we need the right collectors, but it's like if we have the right Disney fans and collectors and money in the app, like the Disney Direct ones in my opinion are just going to skyrocket. Like I'm not saying that like, oh, Iron Man won't do well or that what are some of the other ones, or like Homer and Bart like won't do well. Like they'll still do fine, but I think when that money gets on the platform and those Disney fanatics get on there, like they love Donald. And if it's a double Donald Daisy, like, you kidding me? Double FA. And Golden Moments are the only ones I think so far are like pulling off like double FAs other than like comics, but Abran Luhan, should I sell my Daisy Lent for a Steamboat Willie comment? No, I would just keep it. No, just keep Daisy. I do think the lenticular cards will go up before Steamboat Willies right now. Steamboat Willies just have a bunch of awkward pressure pushing them down. They will recover. It's just going to take, of all the Disney NFTs right now, they're just going to take the longest to recover, but I have faith. All right, cool. No way, hold on to that. I agree. Babs R2 is bigger character than C3PO, but 3PO, yeah, is basically gold, which both are insane. Yeah, that is kind of a cool aspect of it. Was losing sleep for 2 weeks before I got R2. No cap. Jeez, yeah. Steamboat is the start of all modern film, not just the start of Disney. He's such a huge character. My guy. I agree. I think it's just going to take the market enough time to realize that. Or, again, we get certain Disney collectors or people that really love Disney or Mickey or just that stuff in general on the app. That's my take on it. We think it's selling Steamboat Willie uncommon for Donald. I would say no. I probably wouldn't. Like, that's a hard exchange. Although I think Donald will do better short term. I think those two could actually be kind of neck and neck. Even though I do think Donald might perform a bit better short and medium term, even like long term potentially. I don't know. It depends on like how closely the uncommon is tied to like the ultra rare value, right? That's actually kind of a hard one. Lucas Calig, also guys, apparently a new Simpsons movie is coming out in August. Nice, I didn't know that. But Daisy short term, 100%. BVN3, danger with the Steamboat IP in 2024 though. Google it, public domain incoming. Yeah. Don't think it will tank the Steamboat Willie value, but it may have some impact. Yeah, like I don't know if that would actually increase the value, because like, yeah, I got Steamboat Willie while it was still a Disney thing, and that's the other thing. Like, could Veve go back in and be like, yeah, this is no longer Disney, we're taking it off of your NFT or whatever? I don't know. Maybe that's a Disney thing or a licensing thing that's apparently like completely out of our control. But yeah, that's one thing that could be a bit hairy, right? Is like, just think like decades in the future, like when IPs and things get bought out or flipped or go out of business or whatever, like are certain NFTs just gonna like swap logos or change licenses, or like just stop, I wouldn't say stop existing altogether, but you know, who knows? Bigger than Golden Moments? Obviously not Walt. I don't know about that big. I see Steamboat Willie being somewhere in like in the ultra rare, if he's where he needs to be or where he should be. I think he'll probably be in that like high B tier of Golden Moments, maybe low A tier of Golden Moments. So as we get more of them, if I had to rank them like price wise, that's probably where Steamboat Willie would probably rank, in my personal opinion. But maybe higher or lower. Gold Ape is good or no? Pierre Emerick? Sorry if I butchered that. I would say no. There's just better purchases out there. I've talked about Gold Ape a lot. I'd rather stick with something that's more universally recognized and consistent. Of course, I've talked about it before, you know, Mutable X, if you sell it off app, like there's a chance you could sell it for $12,000 worth of ETH just because of memes, off memes alone. And if you're one of the first Golden Apes off platform on Immutable X and someone buys it, then like good for you. But that's not a risk I'm willing to take, at least not with that much money, personally. That's the only way I can see it doing very well. Now, there is a community behind it, the Omikongs, which is pretty cool. But even then, I mean, I could pull it up really quick. I feel like I haven't done like an actual search in a while. Probably put little friends. Yeah, it's already down to 5K, jeez. Gold Ape, Babs One, Steve, no way, bigger Star Wars FA, but we'll pass them low tier. Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be like mid tier, I would argue, Steamboat Willie, comparatively to the Golden Moments. Barry did an oopsie. Hey, why have some of the collectibles recovered from today's drop already? Because people realize like Disney's like a good IP and Golden Moments should not be selling for as cheap as they are, or at least as cheap as they were. If you notice, like all the ones that recovered very well is usually Disney, like lenticular cards are still a little bit struggling, but they're holding their own. But it's all the Gold Moments for the most part. I'm sure there's some other NFTs I'm just like overlooking that recovered well. But yeah, this is like not a good chart for Little Friends Gold. Let me open this up so you guys can like see it. I keep forgetting to open up that panel, so I apologize if my head is like blocking some of this chart. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's kind of hard to grade these NFTs that only have like 500 editions. Like, when it looks like things are skyrocketing, all it really means is like there's 10 more listings, which I guess is a lot in the grand scheme of things, of like 500 listings. But again, like when something just reacts like this, I'm just I'd rather just get something more consistent. Like with 5 grand, I'll just get C3PO and just call it a day. If you have 5 grand, just get C3PO and just be done with it. Or at the very least, get like Elsa plus a Donald card, or like a Mickey and something else. I don't know. There's a lot of different options. Yes, also a Wally movie, Black Panther next year, possible appearance of Storm. That'd be cool. Julian Bergheim, IP doesn't change history. True. I don't know. I'm kind of curious how that plays out because like none of these, like obviously things that are physically printed are already out there, but like things that are digitally printed, and there's already been history showing that we can, Veve can go back and change the like metadata of these things if they really wanted to. So I don't think it's out of the question. But Cool Mo, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I don't know how long it's been there. I hope it's been there for a second, but thank you so much. I don't recognize your name, but I appreciate you doing that. If you got an NFT or something to look up, I appreciate it. So. Frosteria Francia. What are the R2? Where are the R2D2 holders at? They're there. Just give it enough time. There's always going to be people willing to sell. Like everyone has a price. Give it enough time. Everyone has a price, right? Yeah, exactly. Vivian 3. Yeah, it's a wild card. It could go both ways. I just want Steamboat to go to quit or something. I don't know. Not fighting it, just saying consider all aspects. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you never know. And if anything, that could be a catalyst or for against it. It's just like, just be knowledgeable about what's happening, right? I think that's what Vivian 3 does an exceptionally good job at, is giving you all the facts and let you make the decisions. If you want to hear long tangents and go have me play at both sides of the fence and give you arbitrary ways to like should you sell it, should you buy it, should you flip it, that's me. I'm that guy. But if you want like short form, highly info packed information, like Vivian 3, Corey is your guy. I feel like I need to hit him up more for future purchases and stuff like that, whatever drops happen. Also, like right now too, like I remember like I wasn't really big on these drops initially, but these Pilly Fantasies are actually like really cheap right now. Like if you guys are into these like Pilly Fantasy things, like I think these are being kind of overlooked. Like I think now is actually a pretty decent time. Like you can get the Yi Zhao Chai. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be completely wrong. But dude, this thing bottomed out at 355. At least Hua Xingfang. Like now's not a bad time. It's almost at its all-time low. Like when it hit 330, it almost hit its all-time low, which is pretty crazy. And then the rare, like I don't think it's a, like if you're into this thing, like I'm not, or maybe at the very least, like these are both selling for basically box price, and like these are pretty big characters. Obviously these are more like longer term hodls, so if you're one of those people that's like, should I buy a comic or this, like maybe you can get this, like some of the instead of buying a rare comic, maybe you can pick up one of these if you feel like that's the case, at least if you're an anime or if you understand Pilly Fantasy at all. So yeah, dude, like the rare's actually hit an all-time low. Is that 99? His all-time low was a 98. So now's a pretty good time to pick him up. And I said this before, like Pilly Fantasy or independent artists, like I know Pilly Fantasy is huge internationally, but like wait till the first gem squeeze. Let's see what happens. But it was already trending downward anyway. But I think it's gotten to the point now where it's like, it's hard to see the rare going lower than 95. But then again, you never know what's going to happen, right? Tuesday we get, gosh, I don't even know. Tuesday we get Lion King and like something else for Golden Moments. We get like Lion King and 101 Dalmatians for Golden Moments. And then after that we get Golden Moments Star Wars. You know, we get Darth Vader and something else crazy. We're just like, what's going on? Like this is nuts. You know, or maybe Boba Fett comes out like later this month or something like that. Like a lot could happen between now and then, which could cause the crash of this and as well as anything else in the market to go down, right? Let's see. I don't know. Cool. Yeah. Kyle Hall, how far do you think the secret rare lenticular Goofy will go long term? Is it a buyer? Is it a buyer at floor? I would say no. Honestly, I think gem for gem. I still think the Donald cards, gem for gem, are the best. Donald and Mickey. You know, I'm not trying to dump on Pluto or anything like that. I do think Pluto right now is reacting to Donald, which is not a good thing. Goofy's kind of doing his own thing. I don't even know what the hell he's doing, to be honest. But every time Donald goes up, Goofy's like, oh, maybe I should go up too, because he's only 200 gems away. Like, and you know, he's kind of lags behind in reacting to Donald, in my opinion. So I think a lot of people forget, and Vivian 3 will say, like, Donald is a pretty big figure in like the Disney community. There's a ton of reasons why, but I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. Thought about selling my Todd for 1 second. So I thought about selling my Todd for 1 second for R2 and C3PO when I could sell the Todd for both. There are a lot of 50th anniversary statues in Disney World. Only one Todd. That is true. That is true. And that's the thing right now, like all the hype is going with Golden Moments and Mickey, but Disney. But eventually that's gonna die out. They can't just constantly release Disney NFTs back to back to back, week over week or whatever it is. Like, when they come out, it's a huge deal, but it seems like it always shifts and moves, the attention of which IPs do well. And like, who knows? Every time Todd is pumped, and we can pull it up here, every time Todd is pumped, the pump has gotten bigger. Like, legitimately every time. And also the fact that, like, Todd has actually retained his value. Wow, he's at 10K. He's sub 10K right now. People really FOMOing into this, right? Huh. Listings are going up. And that's the... I don't know, like, I've always had this weird... I said this, like, what did I say it? 3 weeks ago? Maybe a month ago at this point? I kind of just entertained the thought. I'm like, a lot of the OGs in the community, and even just the VV community in general, like Todd is huge. It's the one of the one of the one of the one. It's like, yeah. But it's like, how many new people are going to come in and care? Right? Or do people care about Todd, or do they want their Boba Fett, or their R2-D2, or their Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie? Like, whatever it is, like, are people going to care? There is that. Just because the early OGs put a lot of value on it doesn't mean the value is going to last forever. Like, is it historically valuable? Yes. And we're kind of seeing that with the market right now with Steamboat Willie, right? Historically, even though it's like real life history versus like the in VV/NFT history, like people just aren't putting a lot of value on it. I'm not trying to FUD Todd right now, but looking at this right now, it's like when you're seeing R2 and some of the Golden Moments overtake Todd, and I never expected Todd to like be the king and be the highest, have the highest price of like all the NFTs just because it's the one of the one, all those. But I think there is something to be said about like, hey, if you had 10K right now, like what would you buy? It's like, would it be a Todd or would it be something else? I think right now, it's hard to say, but anyway, I went here to like talk up Todd, which I'm still gonna do, but I ended up kind of like fighting Todd a little bit, but not really. But I came in around this time when Todd was like 1.3. And I remember when he broke 2K, like that was a pretty big deal. When he broke 2K, and then he started just keep on breaking those like 1 grand limits, right? So like his first pump for basically 1.3 to 2, whatever, it was like a 1.2K pump or whatever. Then from 2.5 up to here, that was like basically a 2K pump. So it's like 1.3, then 2K, and then this one. And I think this is also just the thing too, like people forgot that like Todd was at like 3.6. He basically did a 4X pump. Like there's a lot of people that have been buying since literally the beginning of Todd, that some people might, quote unquote paper hand, or people that have been flipping, or people that are just waiting for a time to sell Todd. So, there could be a point where Todd could go down to like 9K or something like that. But once the right people buy it up and at the floor, and if they hold it, I do think Todd is one of those NFTs that if it goes in the right hands of holders, it'll be one of the most expensive NFTs on the platform. But right now, it just needs to get out of flippers' hands and into holders. That's my take. And it's a super long play. There's probably a better place to be had for 10K other than Todd short term, but long term, it's hard to beat Todd. See how I did a little flip there and that like weird ass like spinny tangent I did? I don't even know what I did. Is Veve a scam? Sure. Look at Homer. Why always lying? Yeah, I try to remember. Like it's God. There was a message that I responded to. Someone messaged me on one of my YouTube videos. He was like, Veve's a scam. You can't even cash out. Blah 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 and all that stuff. Like they're just swindling people out of their money. I'm like, I didn't even answer. I just put headline. I'm like, some of the biggest international IPs in the world, like Disney, and I listed off, DC, Marvel, Coca-Cola, whatever. I'm like, swindle only 2 million users that have on average less than 100 gems, or have on average less than $100 on their platform out of their money, and completely compromise decades worth of customer loyalty and brand recognition. Like, yeah, like I'm sure these companies are just more than happy just to like just swindle people. Like, and again, like most of the people on the app don't even have 100 gems or $100 like on the app. So it's like, is the chance of it being a scam zero? No, technically nothing is zero. Like there's a 0.01 like chance it could be a scam. Who the hell knows? But the other 100 octillion times, it's gonna be fine. And I don't think these brands that do an absurd amount of due diligence when they work with anyone or partner with anyone with their license or their image of Walt Disney and this and that, probably not a scam. I think Goofy is a good hold, but if I buy a golden over it, maybe. Yeah, exactly. I would do the same. Like Goofy's a good hold, but I would buy a golden over, and I agree with that. I sell C3PO for Lion King personally. Lion King would be pretty big. Veve 3. The rare Pili is apparently the most popular for fans. It's shown at 1,000 mints, or it's shown at thousands of temples year round and puppet shows in Taiwan and other places. Yeah, that is sick. You know, it's and like the market is not just Taiwan. I looked up Taiwan. There's like, I don't know, 25, 30 million people there or something like that. Maybe more or less, but it's not like a ton. But it's like, it's popular all over, not just in Taiwan. A lot of the Southeast Asian countries are like really into Pili Fantasy. That announcement that MCP won't come out until end of Q2 had me sell like 10 sets. Yeah. That's why, based on the information that I've gotten with changing FA notes and all that stuff, I'm like, I can't even trust VP with like their updates and stuff because they could change it, update it, do a ghost patch, not telling no one about it, like whatever. John, maybe 2. I'd go crazy for Lion King. Yeah. Well, what about 101 Dalmatians each? Think of that collection. Love your channel, Veve 3. Yeah. Cool, Mo. That's awesome. Yeah, just have 101 just golden moments. That'd be ridiculous. I hope that never happens. You're right. They're not going to care. I know Todd will dump before the huge run later on. I buy another Todd if it goes back to 3K. I don't think it'll go that low, but yeah, it could. Carlos, no. Off time drive. Todd is undervalued. There are multiple whales with hundreds of them. You have the ability to drop one basically whenever. Yeah, exactly. It needs to go to like 2,000 or 3,000 like unique holders that can actually afford to hold on to it long term. Not, you know, there's obviously a handful of whales that own tons of them, and like they could just sell them off one at a time whenever they want, right? And they're kind of contributing to this dip. I don't think there's enough of them to like just completely have this sell off, but yeah. Thoughts on Spidey Marvel Mighties? I like it. I think it's all right. I think it's one of the better NFTs to get for like, I think it's like 130 gems right now. Not much to kind of go off of, but the hell, come on. I am getting off in 11 minutes, guys. So, wow, he actually pumped. He was at like 130 not too long ago. Now he's at 177. Are the Spider-Mans pumping now? Maybe. Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention to the price earlier. Oof. Yeah, he really like went down to 137, but people bought it right back up. Let's see what the listing changes. So it went up to 900. Yeah, it just looks like it was a small handful of people that like were just absurdly undercutting, and then people are just like, sure, I'll buy that, whatever. It could be more than, it says right here, it says it goes from 905 to 883. It was probably more than 18 people. No, technically 22 people. It was probably more than 22 people that listed it. It could be more just because Ecomi Wiki refreshes every hour on the hour. So it could have been like 30 people, 35, but people just bought it up. So who knows? Personally, Todd inspired me to do what I need to slow down. Cool Mo. Personally, Todd inspired me to do what I have done in Veve. Took 8K to 50K, 70% golden moments, changing my plates to Todd 6356. That is really, really cool. Honestly, if I really make it big, and you know, obviously this is something I do want to do for full time. Like, I love the fact that like I'm like giving what's it called, consulting advice to people. I'm like, buy Spider-Man instead of this and that, instead of like, look at this stock and look at their gross revenue income and blah. Like, that's so much more boring. Like, I've always wanted to be a consultant. This is the shit I love. Honestly, I'm already trying to find ways to expand my brand. I already know Corey is an awesome guy. He's gonna help me with some like image stuff, so I really appreciate that if you're still in here at some point. I probably want to do merch at some point, as well as a Patreon, maybe do some exclusive content for you guys on the side that are Patreons, as well as do that that thing I've been talking about for like 2 weeks about the community run account, where I basically, any of you guys that donate money for the community account, at the end of the month, I'll get the gems together, and then I'll say, hey, we have 400 gems. Should we buy this, or this? And it'll be a community vote, and we vote. And it's every time we hit certain milestones, we'll give NFTs away and stuff. So I think that's a lot of fun. And I'll look at it like very closely and do the flipping and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. And it's kind of fun because, the people that donate, obviously, that donate, they're fine with losing the money, right? They're donating for a cause, and I think it'll be kind of fun to. Almost like a way to do paper money, kind of make some riskier plays if we wanted to with this kind of like community run account. If you guys want to do that kind of stuff, I think that'd be kind of fun. But that's really cool, Mo. I'll have to do that. I think the story I was going to go on that was if I do make it big on Veve and do it full time, and I love to do all that shit, which is I'll probably get Elsa and Walt, probably Walt, tattooed somewhere on my arm. Because he's really the one, like, even though I sold it way too early, like, because of him and that drop, he basically let me have the capability to actually, like, play the market, understand it, and take losses, take wins, and learn the stuff that I've learned up to this point. And I was just, like, obsessing over it. And I knew I was taking a hit, but, like, I just didn't even have enough fiat to, like, put in the app over and over. And I'm like, I don't want to just have a Walt for 6 months to 10 years and be like, well, I have a Walt, and that's it. But I don't know. Regardless. But, yeah. I'll probably get Walt tattooed somewhere. Maybe I don't know if probably the actual statue, maybe a miniature version. I'm not sure, but at some point I do want to get tattoos. I really hope they have. I think I skipped something. Oh, I really skipped. Should I sell You Are Spider-Man for golden moments? Ultra Rare Spider-Man for golden moments. Oof. What'd you get though? If you sold this, you would get what? Like 7,300, 7,400 gems. Get C-3PO. Where's C-3PO right now? Yeah. It sucks because he was so high. He's literally 50% discounted. I do think the Spider-Mans will recover. I would just hold it. To be honest, I would just hold it. I think your NFT is at an all-time low. Golden moments are at an all-time high. Like, I hate chasing pumps like this. Not an all-time low, but I mean, it's low, right? I do think the Spider-Mans are going to recover very well. They just need time. Like, they honestly just need, like, time on the market without, like, crazy drops. We honestly need, like, more Marvel and or Spider-Man, like, related drops for, like, the Spider-Mans to, like, start doing well again, in my opinion. It's not a coincidence that, like, every time there's a Disney drop, the Disney stuff goes up, right? I mean, they go down for a bit, but then they go back up, so. How do you value NFTs that are the very last mint? E.g. Todd 7,500, value the same 7,100s? I don't know. That's an interesting question, Steve. Like, so if something is like the maximum mint possible, I do think there's some uniqueness to that. Like, that is kind of like having the number one, because you can't have a number one for a lot of the NFTs. I think Todd, maybe? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember when they started like taking the first like 40 mints or 41 mints away from NFTs, but that's really unique and that's really cool. There could be a collector out there that collects like the maximum mints and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't hurt to like just throw it up in somewhere in the price range of where like the sub 100s are or something. I don't know. And like there is the thing that helps it out too is like there is a tab that says organized by highest mints, right? So it's actually pretty easy to find it. I will say if there was not a tab like that says organize it by the highest mints, I don't know how many people would be like organize it by, you know, price or lowest mints and like scroll all the way down. I don't know. I do think there's some exclusivity to it. I just wouldn't know how to price it, Steve. I really hope they have these new golden moments as season 2. So golden moments from November have a season 1 price difference over the new ones. That would be cool. It will say a season difference, right? Because I think these golden moments will probably be season 4 on Veve, and the first golden moments will be season 2, I believe. Maybe like a series 1, series 2. I get what you mean, Matt Smith, but I do think there is a series difference. Do you think there will be a S3 of Adventure Time? Maybe. I don't know enough about Adventure Time or if they have like more characters to go off of, but Cuomo, I cried the night I bought Todd. Everything pumped and I realized I had enough gems. I couldn't believe it. I had one of those. Small kegs of Heineken, drank half of it, fired up a stogie. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I would have loved to be on Veve that early. And just really studying the markets. Obviously, it would have been a bit more archaic because we don't have the beauty that is ecomi.wiki and like all the API access and all that stuff. But I would have loved to interact with a lot of the VVOGs, and I felt like, you know, I feel like I would have been able to navigate myself pretty well back then and kind of made a name for myself. But it's still not too late. And I think when the you know, when the new queue system drops and you can't just play drops or whatever, everyone's gonna have to learn to play the secondary market, right? So I think this is a good place to learn it. At least my opinion. You know, not biased. I do think my stream is pretty good. Would you sell Spider-Man Marvel Mighties and add some gems to get a Disney lenticular? It depends on which Marvel Mighties and which lenticular. Barry did an oopsie. If you're like, I am selling like Doctor Doom, 2 Doctor Dooms, and a Green Goblin and a bunch of other stuff to get like a Goofy card, I'd be like, no, like don't do that. But it depends. All right, guys, 5 more minutes. I'll go ahead and let Barry did an oopsie kind of give me a response to that, and then I'll get off. Ghost Bear Gang, what's up, JP? I'm getting off soon, guys, so I apologize. Pierre, keep up the amazing content. I assume you mean content, but Pierre, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. John, C3PO for Donald and Daisy coming up? No, just hold C3PO. Are you asking should you sell C3PO for Donald and Daisy coming up? No, I honestly think C3PO would probably do better than Donald and Daisy. Short term, maybe Donald and Daisy might flip C3PO. Like long term, but even then, like I still wouldn't do it. Cinegem, last mint is similar to first copy. That's what I think too. Like I think you can definitely ask for like a sub 100 price, maybe something a little bit closer to like the lower mints, like sub 60 or something. That's really, really cool. I'm gonna get some Disney lenticular cards. Now everything is on sale. That is a good move, Park. I agree. Lenticular cards, golden moments, they're on sale. It's a fire sale, boys. It's like one of those, what do you call it? Like furniture shops that are apparently always on sale. Like everything must go, clearance sale, warehouse clear out sale, like whatever they call it. Like everything must go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% off. Like that's pretty much what's happening right now. You think Deadpool uncommon will go back up to 110? I got 5 of them. Yeah. At 110, yeah, just hold them. Where's Deadpool common at right now? Where's Deadpool? You said uncommon, right? Deadpool uncommon at 78. Oh my. I don't know, dude. It might never come back to 100. I don't think it'll ever will. I'm just kidding. It'll just give it enough time. Like it's funny because if you just give things enough time, they'll get back to where they were. Like look at this. It's like nothing, 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 boom. Just give it time. Let's pull up the chart. Should I sell off things now or just hold? It depends on what those things are. Pin-up, I will say. It depends on what those things are. If you're trying to trade some DC stuff, for like Marvel or Disney, probably Disney. Depending on what the DC stuff is, that's probably not a terrible move. But yeah. What a stupid question. C3PO for a Donald and Daisy, John, unless you have doubles. Dinero, like, I know you probably didn't mean to demean him or whatever, but it's like, I don't care to put people down. I don't think it's a, yeah, I just want to make that move, I rarely, no. C3PO gang for life. Would you rather have one Walt or every golden moment to ever exist other than Walt? Walt. John, just Walt. Every other golden moment to ever exist other than Walt. It depends on like how many more golden moments they're gonna do. That's a good question. Probably like every other golden moment to ever exist. It's hard to tell. If this is going to continue becoming a series, I'd probably say every other golden moment, just so I can occasionally sell one off, liquidate, keep playing the market game. But like with Walt, if you sell it off, like you're done. So I take it back. I probably would take every other, what's it called? Shit. What the hell's it called? Every other golden moment. Yeah, my brain is like really slowing down, so I'm getting off here in a sec. C3PO gang for life. Would you rather? Yeah, I already answered that. Brandon Pitt, Mickey or Donald? I'm holding 4 to 6 right now. Almost sold the mini for a drop, but I decided I'll just deposit on both devices. Donald. I mean, Donald is more expensive than Mickey. I think it's going to be harder to get a Donald, you know, weeks from now than a Mickey, in my opinion. Brandon, you see, oh, I meant the Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, and Spider-Woman, but I can only sell some and even add more gems. What was the original question? And add some gems. Nah, that's quite a bit. I would just hold him. Spider-Man, you saw it already rebounded like very well, and I do think Ghost Spider will probably hit. I said it before, and I said again, like I think Ghost Spider could hit 200 gems. Just give enough time, it'll do it. It just seems tough that you're going to be selling so many things plus gems. Like if you sold both of those, I mean, what are you getting? Maybe 300 gems. So you would have to throw in like an extra like 150 gems to like maybe afford a Daisy card. Yeah, I think that's a bit too much. Like if you were going for a Donald card, I would say, yeah, sure. But if you're going for like a Mickey card, maybe. But if all you can afford is like maybe Daisy or Minnie, I'd probably say no. And again, not dumping on Daisy or Minnie, but it's like, it's a lot to sacrifice for those cards. Parky's music, I would have said I love what is going on in the app because everything is going back up in a few weeks. That too. I agree. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be jumping off. I do have a video premiere thingy, whatever you want to call it, airing in like 30 minutes, which just means my video is going to play. You guys can watch it with me. I'm going to be in the comments just like talking and stuff. It's going to be about how I think the Veve, like FE change, all that stuff is just a huge mistake. Unless I like mess up the time that's like already aired or something. Right now, in the moon. I agree. What about Zombie Hunter Spider-Man? Chris Patton? I think I've been saying this for like 3 weeks. Like, it's a great pickup, but it just keeps going down and down and down. I still think it's a good pickup, especially at this price. Like, I wouldn't trip about it. Let's see. Come on. YouTube Studio. Just making sure everything's like squared away before I jump off here. I like didn't miss it or something weird happened. Hell yeah, dude, my recent video got a lot of views. Hell yeah. Let's go. And I do have yeah, this one's premiering in 27 minutes. So new golden moments coming Monday. Yes indeed, Jeff. So thank you, all you guys that just showed up. I apologize, like I'm getting off right now, but there's a couple other people streaming right now, like Randy Chavez, and I saw someone else streaming too. But he's talking with Mr. Pack, so I highly suggest you guys check them out as well. Gem squeeze incoming. It's already happening right now. It's already happened, the gem squeeze. People were selling goofies that were at 3.7 for 2.4, which is pretty crazy to think of. So in the meantime, you guys go check out this channel. Randy Chavez is doing an interview with Mr. Pags. Great content. I'm going to go do my stuff and I'll be back on my video in like 30 minutes and we can watch it with me. So hope you guys take care and I'll catch you next time. Be safe.